Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley, and of course, I am joined by my lovely co-host,
Mary.
And today, we're going to talk about Survivor 50, everything we know. Now, we're going to have more podcasts in the future, one doing pre-game winner analysis, ranking all 24 players. I'll do that with Madison. We're going to do another one talking about the tribe divisions with Rebecca, going in depth on that. But today, we're going to talk about basically everything. Think of it as us casting a wide net, trying to catch a lot of fish in this podcast. And with that, I got to mention that this is the beginning of the 39 days, 20 videos, 1 YouTube channel. That's right. I have 20 videos / podcasts releasing from today all the way to Survivor 50. It's 39 days exactly, Mary. What did you think about that? You just made a face when I said it.
I was a little confused because I don't know if I've heard this before, but that's exciting.
I just came up with it the other day.
Very nice.
I think I came up with it while I was podcasting with Rebecca on the Traders. And I was like, oh, wait, that's the perfect catchphrase. Because it really is. I have 20 videos / podcasts, all related to Survivor 50. That's going to release the next 39 days, starting with this podcast.
Awesome.
I know. So if you want to watch, a lot of those are already available on Patreon. In fact, I would say 18 out of 20 are available on Patreon right now. I think I have pretty much all of them done, with the exception of 2 podcasts. So yeah, we do really appreciate you guys supporting us on there. It is why this channel doesn't have sponsorships. We're trying to push products on you that you don't really want to spend money on. Why waste your money? For just $3 a month or less, if you sign up for like an annual membership, you can support us on Patreon, and we do greatly appreciate it. All right, Mary. So we're going to go through talking about everything we know. And the first thing is the premiere date for Survivor 50, which is February 25th. And it's a 3-hour episode.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Mary. Now, my question is, this is the longest premiere ever. My question is, how many people do you think get kicked off in the premiere episode, Mary?
That's true. I mean, we're starting out with the most players ever.
24 players over 26 days, the most ever.
So it's very possible that, we get at least 2 boots the first episode. Since I'm assuming this is like a double episode.
Could you imagine if it was 1 boot? Oh my gosh, better not be. Yeah,
I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. Kind of sad for whoever goes first week, but that's going to be the case no matter what. So yeah, I mean, out of any of the seasons, this one is the most deserving of a 3-hour premiere if we have to have a 3-hour premiere.
Winners at War, Heroes versus Villains would have been other seasons deserving of it. If they had done this for a newbie season, that would have been overkill.
Right.
To so much extent. 3 hours. I'm predicting. So I saw some people saying 4 boots. I'm personally going to predict just 3. I think that there has to be some double boots along the way. Obviously, like 20. They're not doing 24 tribal councils or whatever. They're not doing 22 tribal councils to get rid of people. However many they need to do to get down to 3. So with that, I think we're going to get 3 boots personally. I think it's going to be 1 an hour in this episode. Now, I don't know if that means we'll have like the first tribal council will be a normal one, and then we'll have like a double tribal council, like back to back kind of deal or what. But I'm predicting 3. I think 4 is a bit too much. It makes sense numerically, but I was looking through. I was like, okay, if I planned out the season, I did this the other day. This is what I do with my time. I was like, all right, if I planned out this season, what would the boot order need to be to get down to 3 people at the end of 26 days? And you do have to have a few double tribal councils, but there's no need to like kick 4 people off in the premiere. Like that is overkill. Yeah. It gets us down to 20 after 1 episode, and that's just too much. So, I mean, not saying they're not going to do that. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'm predicting 3. You're predicting 2?
Yeah, I'll stick with 2.
Because 2 would be 2 1.5 hour episodes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And also I think more people would appreciate if they didn't kick off.
Yeah, especially not right away. We're here to see all these returning players again, so.
Right, and there's no Edge of Extinction or Redemption Island this season. Nothing to like keep them hanging around like they did for Winners at War. So, all right. The other big news is that the live reunion is back. Yes. I think nobody's surprised, but everybody's happy about it.
Exactly.
Right. So the other big news, and I think this is one that nobody's shocked by because we voted on it, but everyone is happy about, is that we're going to have the live reunion again in Los Angeles. So we won't have the boring after show where they can't talk about anything good at all. You know, not that the live reunion is always perfect, but it's definitely better than the after show by far.
Yes.
We have a challenge, Mary. Can you tell everyone what this challenge is?
Yeah. So if you go to survivor50challenge.com, you can see where you can sign up for this challenge where you will receive clues to find a hidden immunity idol in your state and earn a chance to win an epic grand prize. Now, on this website, it says that grand prize will soon be revealed. But Jeff has already stated that you will have at least a chance to, this grand prize is you'll have a chance to attend the live reunion in LA, which is really exciting.
I'm a bit baffled by this. I thought 50 people were going to win and like bring one person. So 100 people in essence would get to go to the live reunion. That's kind of what I thought. But the way it's worded in the video that they posted on Instagram and the way it's worded in articles and stuff, it sounds like only one of 50 is going to win, which means, sorry, Alaskans and Hawaiians, you're probably done for. It's going to be somebody from New York or California. We all know how this works.
Yeah, probably.
We all know how this works. Sorry, people in states that Survivor doesn't care about. They'll be like, oh, look, we flew in blah, blah, blah from New York City. Oh, thanks for having me here. Oh, I love Survivor. So that's a little disappointing. I was legit hoping. I'm like, man, that's awesome. Because that means that the lower population states will have a chance for once of doing something with Survivor instead of everything being California and New York. But nope, not.
Well, either way, I think this is still a cool, like, promotional stuff. Like, you get to solve clues and find an idol here in America. That's kind of cool. But yes, you're right. I don't think all 50 people are going to get, it's kind of confusing. Yeah. If you guys have more information, let us know. But it seems like out of those 50, there will be a selection of people who get to attend the live reunion.
I was hoping 50 people, and I guess that's my fault. My expectations were set higher because I'm like, that's really cool. 50 people get to go and bring like one loved one with them or something like that. I understand that's also costly, but nobody asked you to make this challenge and put 50 idols out there. That's all I'm saying. So congratulations to the person in New York or California that wins this prize. We all salute you for living in the correct state for Survivor. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about are the twists that were talked about in the Survivor 50 premiere. Mary, you have not podcasted with me about Survivor since 50 ended. So nobody here on the podcast has heard your thoughts at all. I want to hear your thoughts on each of these twists as they were presented.
Well, first we see Zach Brown coming up on the beach carrying a fish, a very big fish.
I'm sorry. What is Zach Brown doing?
So, yes, I don't know. Like, I didn't recognize him. I obviously took the context of watching the promo to even know who he was. I mean, I've heard of him, but I would not recognize his face.
We've heard his songs.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. My first instinct is a little disappointment. Like, do we have to do all the celebrity stuff? It seemed like, I think my first words were, is this in the hands of the fans or in the hands of celebrities or something like that?
In the hands of Jeff.
Yeah, in the hands of Jeff. But so yeah, I'm a little disappointed about it. I think that it feels just really showy and it's like not what Survivor is about. But at the same time, I'm just like, if these are all just random rewards, or which I know they're not, like that is one thing. That's one thing. Like, oh, Zach Brown shows up, he brings some fish and he teaches us how to cook it because he's also good at cooking fish and sings a song. I don't know, whatever. Like that's
with
okay.
A little bit of chicken fried.
Yeah, a little bit of fish fried.
A little bit of fish fried.
So
cold beer on a Friday night.
That's one thing. Up there. I guess I'm not as upset about Zach Brown
the Zach Brown reward.
I'm assuming it's just a reward, and that's cool. You know, whatever. But
what's the next twist?
Next we have
that one's probably just him showing up to the camp with a fish reward.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
dumb,
fine.
But okay.
That's fine. But the next one we have in the promo was the Billie Eilish boomerang.
Oh my
idol,
gosh.
Which, first of all, why is the idol named after a celebrity? Why is it a boomerang idol? What does that even mean?
I'm okay with the boomerang idol idea.
Sure. Is it just because Billie Eilish came up with the idea and gave it to Jeff, and so then it got named after her? Or is she actually going to show up and be like, I'm giving this idol to you, but you have to then give it to somebody else, and then it comes back to you, and it's just confusing. Like, it feels like a bunch of name dropping just to get you interested, but at the same time, I'm like, but we have a cast of returning players playing Survivor. Do we need all this extra, like? And sure, we're kind of more long-term fans. Maybe the regular public is like, what? I love Billie Eilish. I'm going to watch Survivor this season.
And that's probably the idea.
And I'm sure that's the idea, but it just feels a little bit of like pandering, I guess, and not to the regular Survivor players or Survivor fans, which is what this was supposed to be about, like in the hands of the fans.
So what do you think the boomerang idol is? Forget Billie Eilish.
Sure.
What is the boomerang idol?
I mean, I genuinely think it's an idol that you get that if you do not give to someone else, you will not be safe.
What do you mean you have to give it to somebody else?
Yes, you have to give it to somebody else. And then if they play it correctly or whatever, then you get it back.
Oh, they have to play it correctly.
I don't know if they play it correctly. If they have to play it.
No, I think that's definitely an idea. Like if they play it correctly, then it boomerangs back to you. You get an idol as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's definitely Okay, I could see that being a mechanic. I'm not sure if that is the mechanic, but I could see that. I could see that if like you have to give somebody else and they have to play it correctly. Watch them hang on till the final 6 when it's the last chance to play.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking.
Hopefully Rizzo doesn't get it.
When I heard Boomerang Idol, I was thinking, forget Billie Eilish again. Like, what she can do? I'm the bad guy.
Did you license that?
No, I didn't. Just saying that. Imagine her just like singing, this idol's actually evil. I'm the bad guy.
Imagine her singing at Tribal before you play
the rate that people are showing up on the show, somebody showing up and singing at Tribal is probably not off the table, as ridiculous as that sounded before the 50 promo. So I will throw out there that I think the Boomerang Idol is you find the Boomerang Idol or whatever, however they acquire it. You have to play it for somebody else. And if it's successful, you get it back. It's kind of like your idea where you give it to somebody else. I think in this case, you play it. And after you play it and it's successful, it boomerangs back to you. Successful meaning you save them from elimination, not just you negate votes or you just play it, period. Like a successful idol play for me is it actually saved the person. So I don't know if that's going to be the definition. I don't know if that's how it's going to work, your way or my way. I think we both have the same kind of idea, though. You have to play the idol and then it boomerangs back to you.
You have to play it for someone else.
Right, for someone else. Or that other person has to play it themselves. I don't think handing it to somebody else is the right way to go. I think you need to play it for somebody else. Because that to me makes more, because it's you throw the boomerang comes back to you. Like nobody else catches the boomerang. It's not a game of, football or whatever.
Okay, but so in this analogy, it doesn't have to hit something to be successful.
Boomerangs don't hit other things. That's a good point.
If it hits something else, it stops its progress.
Right. So I guess the Boomerang Idol, you have to play it unsuccessfully. Right. Has to be an unsuccessful idol play to be a proper boomerang, because boomerangs, when they hit something, do not come back to you. Dang, Mary. So your goal is like, all right, who's definitely safe tonight? What a stupid idol if that's the truth.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. But we do assume you have to play it for someone else to get it back. Whatever the parameters of that, we're not sure. But that's kind of the idea.
I don't know why Billie Eilish's name is attached to it, though. No idea. It does not make any sense.
I don't know. She wrote a whole song for it, and she's going to perform it. You heard it here first.
At Tribal.
Yes.
At Tribal. On the bad.
When you hear Billie Eilish sing, you must play the Boomerang.
Oh, you know what? The Tribal music this season won't be original. It'll be, as people go to vote, it'll be, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, maybe.
As people are voting, because they're all being the bad guy to each other. They're voting each other off.
Yeah, clearly.
I know this sounds so stupid, and it was until we saw the 50 promo. And now it's like, could happen.
In the realm of possibility.
It's a possibility. All right, what's the next twist?
Next, Jimmy Fallon's name is mentioned.
Why? I mean, I know why, but why?
Whether he's actually there on the island or not, I don't know.
Didn't Christian Biggie say, like, my game's in the hands of Jimmy Fallon?
My fate in this game is in the hands of Jimmy Fallon.
I thought this was called in the hands of the fans, not in the hands of Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. So, yeah, whatever that might entail, we're not sure.
So I do know, I will say, unlike Zach Brown and Billie Eilish, so Zach Brown, I've never heard him talk about Survivor. Not that I'm in the know on all the celebrity news. Billie Eilish has mentioned Survivor in passing in one of her songs, a song where she sounded depressed. I don't know if that's all of her songs. I'm not judging. I just don't know. It was a song where she sounded kind of depressed, and she mentioned Survivor in passing during the song. So I'm like, okay, Billie Eilish has mentioned it prior to 50. Zach Brown, I have no idea. Jimmy Fallon does interview Probst all the time on his show, and literally was a big reason as to why Island of the Isles happened. Not the twist or Dan Spilo, but the idea of Rob and Sandra being at Tribal in the booth.
So he's a fan.
Yes, he's been a fan for a long time. And I remember that specifically. I'm not saying, I think he either came up with the idea or he said the idea and they were already thinking it. I forget what the claim to fame there was. I think Fallon was the one that came up with the idea, though, for them to, and that is a good idea. I like the idea, and I think that's an idea they should come back to. It just happened on a terrible season. Kind of like the One World twist. Great twist, terrible season. But it wasn't because of the twist. And it wasn't because Rob and Sandra were at Tribal commenting,
I kind of like that part of it. But
you didn't like it?
No, I like the fact that Rob and Sandra were there commenting.
I did too. Yeah. I thought that was we all were like, oh man, what if they do another season like this? But it's like, if they do, now they got to associate with the Dan Spilo season, and they're probably never going to do that for a good reason. So. Yeah. But I'm saying Jimmy Fallon, legit fan. I know that for a fact. Like, he's so much been about Survivor.
So he would probably be willing to actually fly out and do something.
Yeah,
like, he would be excited about it.
I don't like the idea, though, that somebody's game is in the hands of Jimmy Fallon.
No, of course not.
If Jimmy Fallon came onto the beach with the fish, I'd be like, okay. Like, at least I know this guy's been a fan for a long time. Like, shoot, you get a reward or Jimmy Fallon show. But like Zach Brown, what? Well, I'm sure he's a fan, I guess. But like, is he though? But let's talk about, I think the next twist is the biggest one, right?
Yeah. So the last twist we have is Mr. Beast showing up with a briefcase on the island.
Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber right now.
Right.
He has the most subscribers by far. He also has a show called Beast Games. And we are recording this on Tuesday. Is this the 13th?
Yes.
Okay. So on Wednesday morning, the 14th, which is, unless you're on Patreon, you're going to listen to us on Wednesday or later. Mr. Beast is posting one of his episodes on Beast Game Season 2 on Prime Video, a Survivor crossover. I haven't watched it yet as the time of us recording this, obviously. My point is that apparently the company that owns the Beast Games also owns Survivor. And I think this was a forced crossover.
Oh.
But I will say... Oh, sorry. What are your thoughts on this? I just want to get how did we even get to Mr. Beast showing up? Because there are three. It's like these are celebrities that are fan Survivor. I'm not saying Mr. Beast isn't, but I feel like this one felt like the most egregious. But go ahead. What did you think about him showing up?
Yeah, I think again that was like the final straw for me. And it's not like I don't really like Mr. Beast because I don't watch his stuff. I don't know that much.
Mary
has
seen a couple videos.
I've seen a few of his videos. Yeah. I know who he is, but I'm not like a Mr. Beast fan, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I can't speak to him or his, like, does he like Survivor? I don't know. I don't know that much about him except he's a big YouTuber. So for me, again, this just felt like so much being pushed into an already, like, we've said it so many times, just let the players play the game. And yet we have all of this like outside influence coming in.
It's what everyone said during Winners at War when they had fire tokens and Edge of Extinction and all of our twists. And it's like that, but those episodes were just normal hour.
Right.
And they were trying to stuff all that in.
Well, and those are at least still game elements. Like they're just trying to make the game more interesting. This is bringing in celebrities just for the shock factor, for the wow factor. It has nothing really to do.
And they've blown most of the wow factor here in the promo.
Right. It has nothing really to do with the game itself for the most part. So I don't know. Like, will it really bother people or affect people that they're seeing all these celebrities? Is it going to take them out of game mode? Are they going to be able to focus on what they need to do? That's kind of my thought, is like, they're here to play a game. The whole point of the game is it's supposed to kind of imitate a plane crash, right? And there's a bunch of people on this island that are just trying to survive.
Hey, we've been going away from that for a long time.
I know.
Now.
I'm just saying that was the original concept. Right. Of like, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or a waitress or a basketball player or whatever.
Jump off the ship and go survive on the island. Yeah.
But oh, by the way, Jimmy Fallon will be there too. So like, it takes you out. To me, it takes you out of the game. Are
you really in the middle of nowhere if Jimmy Fallon and Billie Eilish
right.
and Mr. Beast, right, and Zach Brown show up? That's a good point. Yeah.
That was my thought. It's just like we are getting so far away from what Survivor used to be. And yet we're doing a returning player season where it's supposed to be like Survivor at its best. And it's just a bunch of promos.
I'm marooned in the middle of nowhere. Oh, look, it's Zach Brown.
Flying in on his helicopter, and then he'll fly out later. So, yes.
Yeah. There is an airstrip on Mana Island, too. Yeah. So they probably could just have a little private airplane fly in. Don't even have to, like... yeah.
Right.
Oh, man.
So I'm not a big fan of the twist. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm hoping it makes the least impact as possible. Like they're just minor things that they're blowing out of proportion.
I hope
to promote the season.
But knowing Survivor, it's probably not that. The only one of those 4 twists I actually heard, and I was like, okay, was the Mr. Beast one, and here's why. Number one, Survivor's getting a whole episode on Beast Games. It is a crossover. It's like everything is Survivor on Beast Games for an episode. I haven't seen it yet, but watching the promo for it, it was a lot of Survivor on Beast Games. So like huge cross promotion there. My opinion is that Mr. Beast on Survivor is just going to be showing up at the auction. That's what that looks like.
Right, yeah.
With a briefcase offering somebody money, probably to leave the game. That's usually how it works on his show.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the case. It could be a briefcase to get an advantage or something if we're going to keep it. But if we're bringing Mr. Beast on, it has to be a Mr. Beast style twist. And in my opinion, it's going to be Mr. Beast offering somebody money to leave the game. There are 24 people. We have excess people to just get rid of. And it could be, here's $100,000 if you want to lose your shot at $1 million, because can't offer too much. Here's $100,000 to leave the game right now, and you lose your shot at $1 million. I'll take it. You know, like that's me. I'm bidding for that. Can I win that? I would like to win that, Jeff.
I don't think Jeff would allow that. He hates quitters so much. But
I think this is the one time Jeff flip-flops all the time, but he does hate quitters, but he flip-flops all the time. This is like a scenario where he'd be like, well, actually it's part of the game to leave the game. So for $100,000. And I mean, to be fair, guaranteed second place money versus a chance at winning $1 million. And at that point in the game, you probably know what your likelihood of winning is anyways. It depends on who you are, of course, as a person. And nobody may take the offer if that is the offer, for example.
Right.
But you better believe if I felt like I'm dead in the water, that $100,000, I'll take that. Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true. I mean, that's a good possibility.
If I'm a new era player, I think I take that. If I'm an old era player and I've been waiting for years and years, like a decade plus, I'm not taking that offer. No. But if I just got done playing at 46 or something or 48, I'd be like, yeah.
And I'm already a big threat and I'm about to get moted out.
Yeah. And I just played like last summer. Yeah, I'll take that $100,000. Shoot, why not? I hope that's the extent of it. But I do remember during the trailer, there was like a Mr. Beast coin that was flipping in there. I was like, oh no. Is there more to this than just the briefcase? That's what I don't want.
Yeah, I hope that's just maybe you win a coin with, I don't know.
Well, I remember during Winners at War, and maybe they did this in another season as well. Michelle Fitzgerald had to flip a coin to see if she got immunity. And she did like the weakest flip ever to like make sure it guaranteed it landed. Like it wasn't even like a flip. It kind of like went in the air and landed. Jeff should have flipped it, but then it might have been unfair. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. But I'm saying that's like, is this that return to that coin again where it's like flip the Mr. Beast coin to get Mr. Beast immunity. Also, have you tried a Feastable? Get Feastables. They're in Walmart today. Walmart and Target have Feastables.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just the auction. I guess expect the worst. I expect an entire episode about Mr. Beast, but hopefully it's not that.
Hopefully these are just random blurbs that are there to promote the season and not actually impacting
Why couldn't they do this on a different season and call it In the Hands of Celebrity? That's not saying that's the name. Why can't they just do this on a newbie season, like 51 or 52? I might have been, imagine coming off of a normal 50 season. Survivor 50 without celebrities. And we're like, wow, what an amazing season. Then 51 was In the Hands of Celebrity. We'll be like, they jumped the shark. But instead they just did during 50. They've definitely jumped the shark. Again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think In the Hands of Celebrities or whatever you want to call it would have been a cool idea for a different season, not for 50. If they did a Blood versus Water and it's like a half returnee season and like the other half, the loved ones are the celebrities. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I'm just saying like not this season. Why did it have to be this one?
Yeah.
Why couldn't it have been one of the 9 new era seasons that were all exactly the same? Why couldn't In the Hands of Celebrities be one of those
Probably
seasons?
Because the fans all voted for stuff that Jeff didn't really want to do, so he had to add stuff that he did want to do.
It's payback time.
I don't know.
How dare they vote for no idols? No, I voted for idols. I want idols. No, it wasn't even. And then one of them was like, what? Minimal strategic power, dynamic strategic power. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, there was no way for Jeff didn't still have control even with the vote.
It's always in the hands of Jeff. Yeah. It's just the illusion of in the hands of the fans.
True.
All right, so those are the twists that we know about. Cross our fingers for better but prepare for the worst. Let's put it that way. And then there was damage control done this past week. I saw that damage control done by Jeff. He's like, oh no, these celebrities, like they were naturally included and like they're big fans of the show and like it's like all damage. It was a damage control.
Oh yeah.
It was damage control PR. Which tells me that they're worried that people aren't going to tune in, that this backfired, that they thought this was going to attract people and they realized it has not done that. And it has actually backfired because when your fan base is annoyed at you and somebody new is wanting to get in the show, but they see that the fan base is annoyed, they're like, why would I get into this if the fan base is feeling burned?
Yeah.
You please the fan base, then you attract new people. But if you are attacking your foundation of the show, the fans, then you are not like, it's hard to get new people on top of it. You have to have a solid foundation. The fans are the foundation of the show. As much as Jeff wants to think otherwise.
I mean, we've talked about this, like, especially with such a big fan base. It's been going on for 25 years. It's not new.
26.
Yeah, 26. Yeah. You do have to balance not becoming stagnant and trying new things, but at the same time, not burning your bridges. So,
and I think if they had done one, and of course, there could be more crossovers than the 4 they've shown. That's the thing.
It could be.
If they'd done one and it was just Mr. Beast, I think we could all write it off. I think it'd be fine. Like, oh, why did this have to happen? But it's just the one. But like the fact there's 4 and that's all they teased 4. That doesn't mean there's just 4. They teased 4.
True.
Makes me a little concernicus.
Well, maybe they did some quick editing after all of that.
I don't know how much you can. I don't know how much the editors can do. They can't. I don't know if they can Survivor 42 the situation when Zach Brown is physically showing up to the island and Billie Eilish's boomerang idol is called the Billie Eilish boomerang idol. And I mean, maybe Jimmy Fallon, but Christian Bickey sounded like his game's on the line due to Jimmy Fallon. Like, what? You think these are not things the editors can go back and producers can go back and try to tone down. This happened. This is a major part of the show. It's almost like you can't tone this down. Yeah. There's no amount of editing that's going to tone it down. So maybe they can glamorize it less. That's the only thing they could do. Right. Even that's not going to solve people's issues. All right, let's move on to a massive article that was dropped, I believe in the last week, by Dalton Ross. That was 8,000 words is how he promoted it.
Yeah, I felt like it could have been a couple of articles for sure, or pared down to be more because it just goes over
separated into different articles.
Yeah, it just goes over a couple of topics about Survivor 50. You know, like, and so obviously some of it is cohesive and some of it isn't. Some of it's interesting, some of it to me wasn't, or I'd heard before, or whatever.
Now, for those wondering what we're talking about, what is it called? Sorry, I should have said that earlier. What's the article called?
On the Beach for Survivor 50, an inclusive all-access first look at the biggest season ever.
Right, because pre-game press, especially Dalton Ross, is there in person for, except during the few COVID seasons, he's there on the beach during pre-game. So this is one of those. So Mary, let's talk into whatever subjects you got in this article.
Yeah, I only noted stuff that was interesting to me. So there could be stuff
fine.
You know, I missed that people are like, why didn't they talk about that? But my first note was basically, we're talking about how they did like a little bit of backtracking of, the celebrities. They talk a little bit first about the cast and why they cast who they casted because of all the flack they've been getting, I'm guessing. So
what do you mean by that?
So all right. The first quote about casting is, not everybody's happy with casting, but we picked people who were joyful because we wanted joyful people on this season because it's a celebration. Right. And like, I'm sure that's true, but my first thought is Oscar the Grouch. Like, we call him Oscar the Grouch. He's not a joyful person by any means.
Wait, was it Ozzy?
Ozzy,
no,
yes.
Ozzy hasn't been joyful since like, not even during Cook Islands. Maybe Micronesia before he got blindsided because he was making out with Amanda. So when Oscar's getting some, that's when he's happy.
That's when he's happy.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case for this season.
He was not joyful any of his other seasons.
And then this wasn't in the same section, but later on the article, it talks about how they enter for their first challenge and Jeff's like, are we excited to be here? Something, and everyone's like, yeah. And Jeff goes, Colby, you don't look excited. And Colby is just like, I'm ready to play the game, Jeff.
Is that what it says?
Yes, it says this.
Colby has not changed at all since Heroes versus Villains.
So yeah, Colby, like just doesn't shout joyful to me.
Right.
But
is that what that says too?
It says in the article.
Oh my gosh.
Like that, it's described, it goes through and talks about like the very first day at the beach and talks about a little bit about the first challenge, and that was it. But basically just talking about Colby and Jeff's interaction there.
I just recently got done. So Colby's Australian Outback video got taken down due to copyright. So I went back and it's not a remake, but it's basically a remake. I had to redo so much of it to basically be a brand new video. My point is that I'm like, Colby's been like this since season 2, by the way. He's not changed. Like Heroes versus Villains, Colby was like, I don't want chocolate, Jeff. I'm ready to play. And Jeff's like, we'll go when I'm ready. Like Jeff was getting annoyed.
It brought that up in the article. Right. It was like, this was very reminiscent of the time that Colby turned down chocolate.
30 seasons later, Colby has not changed. Right. And also, I hope Colby knows who everybody is here, who everybody is that's on the island, because in Heroes vs. Villains, he's like, Candace, who the heck is Suri? It's like, Colby, how do you not know who Suri is?
I would hope he knows a few people by now, which I will get to something regarding that later. But in regards to the casting, it says they picked people who wanted to be there really badly, and they did this because they did not offer exorbitant appearance fees like other shows do. Like Traitors and Deal or No Deal. It lists Traitors, Deal or No Deal Island, and House of Villains. It listed all three of them.
House of Villains doesn't have the budget for exorbitant.
It's what it said.
Fees, I don't think.
It's what it said. So
the Traitors and Deal or No Deal Island definitely offered big fees to get people for sure.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. So it lists like the first person voted out receives $25,000. And then everyone does get the $10,000 reunion show fee.
Wait. So the lowest person gets $25,000 now? It used to be, I don't know when it changed. It used to be like $10,000, $12,000, something like that. They've upped the bottom price.
It said the show went back to its original All-Stars payment model from season 8, with the first person voted out receiving $25,000. So it might have fluctuated a little bit.
No, All-Stars was everybody got double except for the winner, which was weird. So that means the second place gets $200,000.
Yes, he did mention there's a larger payment for everyone this year or this time.
Well, hold on.
I don't know about the winner.
Yeah,
I think $1 million is still low.
Jeff's going to be like, is $1 million not enough? What about $2 million?
It's possible.
Like, yeah, didn't you do this before, Jeff? I mean, I'm okay with it. I like it. But like, didn't you do this before, Jeff?
Yeah.
So that's why the appearance fee, everybody has lower appearance fees because they've upped the prize for competing to make it further in the game. And you know what? I'm with them on that.
Yeah.
Because when we watch The Traders, we're always thinking, by the way, Traders is a great show if you haven't watched it. Like it has its flaws, but it's a fun show and they're on their 4th season now and every season's had Survivor players. It's on Peacock. All right. With that said, it does feel like the $250,000 to win that show, people don't really care about that.
Right.
Like there's
because they're paid to be there and they're playing a game, they're having fun, basically.
Right. The money is inconsequential.
The prize spot doesn't really
There was
matter.
literally somebody from the royal family, from the British royal family competing, and I'm like, he doesn't care about the $250,000.
Yeah, then most of them are celebrities in the American version.
Right. And you get the occasional British like politician or something. It's like they don't. Most of these people don't care, but especially somebody from the royal family does not care about $250,000.
Right. So the only other note I had about casting that they mentioned was that, again, they have a lot of younger players and people were upset by the amount of younger players, aka new era players. And they said they had to do that to balance out the older player. There were so many older players playing. Like that was their only comment.
Here's the thing. I get it. I know some people may disagree. I don't agree with all the new era casting. All the people they pick from the new era is what I mean. Like Carolyn and Jesse should definitely be there. Jeff was ticked at the Traders for having Carolyn for some reason over all the other players that have been there, including Suri, who's on the season. But for some reason, Carolyn was the breaking point for Jeff because they won Emmy. They've won multiple Emmys now for casting. And it's Jeff's like, they're stealing our players and winning awards. But they're only stealing like 2 or 3 players. They're not stealing, if that's even the right word, an entire cast. They're getting basically the all-stars from all these different shows.
Right.
You could do the same. You are also allowed. True. Nobody's restricting Survivor from casting people from other shows. That's your own choice. Anyways, I disagree with some of the choices, but like I get why they did 12 new era, 12 pre-40, because I think there is going to be, no matter if they had done 5 new era and everybody like maybe it would have been better, but I don't think they were ever going to do that because they want to promote. If you want to make new stars, you have to bring them back in returnee seasons. Right. And you can't do that without, but like New Era has not had a returnee season. This is it. This is the New Era returnee season. So you have to bring back, in my opinion. I think half was the right call. I just don't agree with all their picks. I think some people could have been dropped for others. Right. Drop Joe, put in, drop all the winners, but drop Joe and put in Jesse, drop, trying to think who they could drop for Carolyn. Camilla? I'm trying to think of somebody I don't really care for the
Yes, because we have Camilla and Kyle and Joe all from the same season.
Yeah, see, I think they could drop D, honestly, and add Carolyn.
Oh, yeah.
Drop Kyle and put in Jesse. Like, drop the winners. And and Savannah shouldn't be back either.
So there was also another random note about the casting, kind of. It said this was the season of 3s. So we have 3 players from David versus Goliath, 3 players from 46, 3 players from 48, 3 people who have never played with anyone else on the cast.
Dave vs. Goliath earned their 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 winners and 3 on fire co-hosts. So like it made a point to like bring those out. I don't know. I'm just like, okay.
When Devin's like, I'm only aligning with the other co-hosts of the On Survivor on Fire.
Apparently not, which we can also get to that later.
I want to throw out there that we had Rachel on our podcast during 49 and she was noticeably ticked that she wasn't even asked to be on 50. Yeah. It wasn't like she was asked and cut. She wasn't even asked. Right. Whereas so many people were asked and cut, like Spencer Bledsoe, who has changed his name since then. I get it. Every time I mention his name, somebody corrects me. Spencer Bledsoe, like Jesse said, Abby Maria was cut. Jonathan Penner was cut. Malcolm Freeberg was cut. Apparently Amanda Kimmel was cut, but it's like a comment on Reddit is our source about that. And I just don't take that into account. Yeah. Like a comment on Reddit's like a trust me bro thing. I need an actual source.
There was a whole paragraph about like, you can't judge the cast. You don't know people's schedules and people's, like all this stuff. And which is true. Like we don't know. Maybe somebody really wanted to be on, but they couldn't until 2 days later or whatever. But somebody really wanted to and they could the day
and
of.
No cast can make everybody happy.
And that's true.
75% of the cast, just off the top of my head, I think I'm good with 75% of the cast. I think 25% I'm like, why? I am excited about this cast. I think overall it's a good cast. I think they had a hard job, but it is kind of self-inflicted. Had they done a New Era returnee season during the 40s, like say 48 or 49, like I don't know, maybe too much to do back to back, but 48 would have been a good time, especially considering the season we got. We could have had like they would have felt more stress free about who to cast,
right?
if we had done an all new era returning season for 48. So anyways, I think they dropped the ball, self-inflicted. Shoot yourself in the foot and be like, oh, the problem I have. Well, yeah, you caused the problem, you dork.
Sure.
All right.
So the rest of the article, there's a lot of just describing, like very dramatic describing of them stepping off the boat onto the beach and like Charlie standing next to Stephanie and all these icons are mixed with the new era. Anyways, some of the other notes I have were mainly about players' reactions to each other, especially the first time that they saw each other. And
acting like they didn't know each other were on this cast.
Well,
like
some of them
fly
didn't.
To Fiji together.
No, that's what I mean. Like when they met in the room before they even flew, like they're not allowed to talk to each other, but they see
in LA or whatever.
Yeah. So like 3 different people talk about Coach. And when he walked in the room, they said he was wearing his sunglasses. They're inside. He had his chest all puffed out. He comes, the door to walk in is in the back of the room, apparently. He walks in the back of the room, walks past every single person, is not allowed to say anything, of course, and sits in the very front row and just like sprawls out like Coach. And they were all like, everyone's reaction was actually like, man, this guy is a big personality. Like he's actually legit.
He's Coach.
He's Coach. Riz God said he saw him in the airport doing Tai Chi and was like, oh, he actually does this. He actually does Tai Chi in the airport just for fun. I think
Coach on Survivor is Coach.
Yeah, he said this is
better or worse.
Who this guy is. He said Riz God is a fake personality I put on. Riz God said that, but Coach is not fake. He is real. So like a lot of it was reacting to Coach. Some of it was reacting to Q. Apparently, Q Instagram messaged a bunch of the players.
What? No.
Right. But also Stephanie said he messaged her and then was like just random things about posts she made. Like she made a post about Mother's Day or something with her kids. And he was like, Happy Mother's Day. But then when they get there and they're like allowed to talk a little bit, he doesn't say a word to her. Doesn't make eye contact with her. Oh, and he's like, she said, oh no, this is not, I don't trust Q. So many people have already put Q's name out there, which we can get.
Q is a personality that was lucky. Well, he got a lot of luck on 46 to make as far as he did.
Yeah, it's true.
Considering he tried quitting 3 times.
Another note I had was Camilla actually said if she known Kyle was coming, she wouldn't have gone on the show. She said she didn't want to play again with Kyle.
Too close.
Yeah, because everyone's going to know that they're both a target.
Right.
So it was a lot of like.
I think Camilla's in a better spot than Kyle, though. I think winners are dead in the water.
Right.
All 3 of them.
Right.
Especially, Savannah in her, I don't know if it's in this article, in her exit interview did say that she was going to try to keep it a secret that she won. Is that in the article?
Yeah, it was in the article as well. But yeah,
But everyone knew before they flew out to Fiji because the alumni all talk.
Right. And it's, yeah. So, I mean, we talked about the players, the prize money being, Probst did say the prize money is slightly higher than normal and that's it. I mean.
If last place is 25,000, I think that's actually what it should be every time, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying second place should be 200,000 every time, but I do think that the original 10,000 plus 10,000 for 20,000, like, sure, that sounds good, but it's actually a lot more time commitment than just being on the island for a few days. Like, it really is.
Right.
So, especially with current money. Now, back 2000, 20,000 was plenty. That was a ton of money. That was way more money than it is now. It was like equivalent like 40 or, I think if you do an inflation calculator, it's like 40,000 today is what 20,000 was in 2000. I could be wrong, but from what I recall.
Times change.
From what I recall, yes.
So my other couple notes are just about players and their interactions. Apparently, Coach got like, I don't know if the word is claustrophobic, but when they're in tent city and then nobody's allowed to move or talk, apparently they did a good job of not talking or moving or doing anything.
Unlike Sage's season where she said everyone in tent city was getting up and talking.
Yeah. No, apparently they were actually doing this. And someone did overhear Coach saying to a producer, if I don't get to leave, I'm going to run out into the woods and like just live there. Like I need to get out of this tent right now. I don't know if they let him get out or whatever.
Okay, so the cheating. So for those who don't know, Sage basically said they live in Tent City, what they call it, pregame, and you're not supposed to interact with each other. Like you can go to the bathroom and stuff, but you're not supposed to interact with each other. People will like walk laps and stuff. I don't know if you knew all this, Mary. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. Okay. Figure some people here have not heard of this. So apparently, Sage said during 49, like basically the producers start their day. Like, and they start their day and they come and get you like, let's say 7 a.m. for breakfast. So from the time you go to bed to 7 a.m., they're kind of left alone. Now they're not supposed to talk to you or interact with each other. She said during 47, this was accomplished. Like people, like they'd make faces at each other, but there's no talking or going to each other's tents or anything like that. And she said during 49, it was like the opposite. People were going around initiating conversations when the producers weren't around at night and in the early morning. for Sage said so many things, and you can watch again, I got 2 videos called What is the 49 Cheating Scandal and Who Are the Survivor 49 Cheaters. The one with the most juicy information is definitely Who Are the Survivor 49 Cheaters. I would say if you had to watch only one of the 2 videos, they both have different information, but that's the big one. But Sage basically says that there was so much talking and it was initiated by 2 people a lot, but she said there was more than just those 2 people. It's just those are the 2 she witnessed. She said she witnessed 3 people initiating, but she wouldn't drop the 3rd name. I don't know why. I really don't. But 2 people for sure. And we're going around initiating. And Sage was told things by these people that she didn't ask for.
Right.
Such as who was on her tribe and whatnot. And she's like, I didn't want to know. I did not ask for this. Why are you you're just there just because they're trying to make pregame alliance.
Right.
I bet you during 50 is opposite. I bet you somebody after that disaster, after Jeff kicked 2 people off and they can only replace them with 2, I bet you they were on their butts during 50, Probably. Even though they all could have pre-gamed.
Well, beforehand. And the article mentions that too. Like these people are, for the most part, especially the older seasons, like they're friends. They talk to each other, they hang out. Right. This is a close-knit group.
Cirie and Stephanie, this is their first time seeing each other since last year when they played on Traders or whatever.
Right. That was actually in the article. Apparently, Stephanie says Cirie is like her downfall in all the games that she's played. And Cirie's like, what is she talking about? I'm her number 1 ally. I've always wanted to help her and work with her.
Wait, who said I'm the number 1 ally?
Cirie says, I want to be your ally. Like, but Stephanie's always really cautious of Cirie because she is such a good player and maybe a little like intimidated by her. So Stephanie always, it sounds like, I mean, in a little bit we've seen her in Snake in the Grass and Traders, shoots herself in the foot by not trusting Cirie or going with her. So anyways, apparently.
Can we talk about that real briefly? Because some people don't know. Heroes versus Villains, Cirie and Stephanie played. Stephanie got voted off not because of Cirie. That was the last time they played Survivor.
Right.
Snake in the Grass happens. And Snake in the Grass is a 1-episode deal where there's 4 players and one person is designated to be Snake in the Grass, and they get 2 days to figure out who the Snake in the Grass is by doing some challenges and whatnot. Stephanie was a Snake in the Grass, and she was so awful that the show re-edited how the show works for her episode to show that she was a Snake in the Grass to us well before they normally tell us. Like the Yule, Malcolm Freeberg, Earl Cole episode, we didn't know who the Snake in the Grass was until the very end of the episode, which is normally how it works. But for Stephanie's, they told us about halfway through because she was so awful at being Snake in the Grass.
Right, it was so obvious.
It is not her fault. Yeah. It is not Cirie's fault that Stephanie was exposed as Snake in the Grass and she lost. That's Stephanie's fault. She was so bad. The Traders. Cirie was a traitor. Stephanie was a faithful for good reason after watching Snake in the Grass. From what I recall, if you can double check me, Trader season 1, Google that real quick. I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact Cirie protected Stephanie multiple times. I remember that. But I believe Stephanie got voted off. Did she get murdered? Because she got murdered, that would be Cirie eliminating her. My point is that Stephanie's like, it says this track record as if Cirie's been doing stuff to her, but I'm like, maybe one time on the Traders, but top of my head.
Stephanie was murdered.
So Stephanie was eliminated by Cirie then in season 1 of the Traders. However, that's the only time.
But also, I do think that in that season, Stephanie was gunning for Cirie really hard as the traitor, and Cirie just finally...
Like later on, Stephanie figured out, because the first half of the season, she wasn't on to Cirie. But then second half of the season, she might have gotten on
I
to
could
Cirie.
be wrong.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Season 1 all the way through.
Anyways, apparently in this article, Cirie was surprised to hear the rumor that Stephanie thought this and was like, I thought we were always really close. What the heck? But yeah, Stephanie in the article on the same day, Stephanie saying Cirie's my goal. I want to get her out first.
I will say that Cirie has basically been the same player you've seen since the entire time she played Survivor. Like she hasn't not really improved or gotten worse, which is a good thing because Cirie is basically a really good player. She played on Australian Survivor versus the World. Right. But Stephanie is awful as always. She's been awful since Palau socially and in challenges, and nothing's changed. She has not improved. I thought
she did better in Traders.
No.
I think she had improved her social game in Traders. I'm not saying it's a good game. I'm saying I think she has improved.
She's gone from below average to below average plus because it wasn't even average in my opinion.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, so anything else in this article?
I did have one. Well, I had a couple of them. They're not as important, but I did want to say, so you talk about Colby. Does he know anyone?
You're
well,
right.
Apparently he's already talking about how Angelita's chaos and he doesn't really like her. So
her and Q are chaos.
There is that. And also Rick Devens is trying to downplay his threat by wearing a bunch of dad shirts. So he has like a Lion King shirt and a joke shirt. And basically that's it. That's the rest of this is mainly people talking about their first impressions. And I think that
a lot of fluff.
it's mostly like, how either these people know each other or they don't really yet. And I think it'd be more telling to talk about the who would you vote off video.
Okay, tell me about that video because I have not watched that either.
Yeah.
Purposely, by the way, I avoided these things for this podcast, not because I'm ignorant. I'm aware they existed. I was like, I'll wait for the podcast. So go ahead.
Part of the pregame stuff is they're given a parchment and said, who would you want voted off first? The first, and they divide it up by like who voted for whom. So first, Jenna.
Can I say I did watch the preview for this video that they posted on Instagram, and Colby's like, oh, hell, I don't know who I'm going to vote for yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't started the game yet. I'm like, that's so Colby.
Yeah. But after thinking for a minute, he gets a name.
Okay.
So Jenna, Rizzo, and Colby all vote for coach. They want coach out first.
Makes sense.
First, yeah, it makes sense. Angelina and Dee vote or write down Colby. Angelina because he's been throwing her name out. Dee because apparently at the airport, Colby took the stairs when everyone else took the escalator, and she didn't like that.
But has nobody ever like seen Colby? Like Colby is just he's Colby. It's like coach. Like that's just who they are.
I think it was more of like that had just happened recently, and he separated himself from the group, and Dee's like, okay, you don't want to be with us.
Colby
you're
wasn't thinking that.
I'm sure he was not. I'm sure he was thinking, I'm going to take the stairs.
I've been sitting in a plane. I'm 50 years old, and I still need to like stay in shape. And one of the things I could do is walk the stairs to the airport. Okay,
Q, Savannah, and Rick all say D because she won. Winner. And Q because he doesn't like her toes. So there you go.
Wait, what? Q doesn't like whose toes?
D's toes.
Why?
He said she has big toes. He doesn't want to see that. She better wear shoes around him. That's what he said. Aubrey.
Q's not going to make it very long. Dang it, with the way he's talking.
No. Aubrey and Stephanie both say Q. Aubrey said it because, of course, Q voted off Mariah because she was like Aubrey. So
fair enough. Aubrey should be wanting to vote Q because he said that.
And then Stephanie brought up like the weird Instagram messaging, but then hasn't talked to her. Chrissy Hoffbeck said Savannah because she's a winner. She heard a rumor she's the winner. Suri, Mike, and Ozzy all say Kyle because he's a winner. And then Joe, Kyle, and Tiffany and Coach say Rizzo because Rizzo and Savannah are unknowns. They don't know anything about their game, and you don't want an unknown person, that unknown factor. And then we have like some one-offs. So Genevieve says Joe because he's charming and appealing. Camilla says Genevieve because there's only one room for a puzzle queen. Charlie because he's Rick Devens and he was an On Fire co-host. And then Emily Flippin said Jonathan because she never sees them working together.
What? Why?
She just said, I don't think we could ever work together, is what Emily said. Apparently, that was another thing in the article. Jonathan was like, apparently a big talker and also just a loud personality. And he was up at 4:30 in the morning singing, and that annoyed people. So,
wait, who was up singing?
Jonathan. Jonathan Young.
Well, I would probably vote
at 4:30 in the morning.
You know what? At first I was like, Emily, why? Now I'm like, oh, Emily, I get it.
And then
don't wake me up with your singing. I'm trying to sleep.
Christian and Jonathan both said Charlie. Christian said Charlie because he has everything to win, but he comes across so as normal, so he's going to be a low target. And then Jonathan said, I'm going to vote Charlie because I don't know anything about Taylor Swift.
Fair. I mean, that was like half of Charlie's personality on the show. So just from that, like, I feel like obviously the winners are targeted. Everybody talked about the winners. Clearly, Coach was a little surprising to me that there were so many people thinking about Coach already. And Rizzo, I think we knew that was probably coming because even though he's not a winner, he was on 49. But yeah, so obviously that's just like pregame stuff. Like, who would you think? We don't even know. They don't even know who they're on tribes with yet at that point. Before we talk about the 24 players, let's briefly mention the Survivor Fantasy League. This will be happening soon. We've been doing for a few seasons now. And if you win the Survivor Fantasy League, you get to pick anybody you want for a story video. Nobody can veto you. And with that, the person who won last season picked Shaheen. So I'm working on Shaheen's video right now. And Mary, I think between all of us podcasters, because we're not eligible for the prize. Like, if we finish the first, it goes to second place for who gets the prize. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I won. I get to pick a story video. Like, no, that's not how it works. I'm going to throw that out there because you were so close to winning this season. I was. If I hadn't forgotten to vote one week, I might have had a few more points. Mary literally forgot to vote one week, and then she finished the entire season in third out of like 140 people, I think. I think it was about the number we had. Yeah, holy cow, Mary, you were so close. Ever. Yeah. You were so close. It was a good season. I had flipping Jake and Annie on my team, and I was dead in the water. So this is open to all paying patrons as soon as the league is available. I will post links to it. I'll talk about it in a future podcast, and I'll post it in the community tab here on the channel. But I just want to throw that out there because all paying patrons can play. It's really fun. And as we talk through the 24 people, think about who do I want on my team? Because you only get to pick 2 people for your team. And yeah, I would not suggest the winners. You can put them on your team.
Probably not.
I don't suggest them. That's my pro tip. Then again, I didn't do very well last season. I picked Jake and Annie. So mistake on my end. All right, Mary, so let's talk through this. Who's our first player we're going to talk about? And by the way, we're going to go a little bit shallower today because we're talking about so much. But when we do my podcast with Masson talking through winner analysis and with Rebecca doing tribe divisions, we're going to go a lot deeper. So Mary, who's our first player?
So I have my players ranked, listed by the tribe division. So we're going to start with the Purple Tribe and Colby.
The Disaster Tribe,
as I call them.
Right. Colby. I'm glad to have Colby back.
I am too. I'm excited to see him play. I know he's a lot older, but I've always enjoyed watching his seasons.
It's a little weird without Jerry. They're kind of like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. He's only ever played with Jerry.
He's peanut butter. She's jelly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or as she called him during her season, he's chocolate and she wants to just drizzle him all over her body.
Oh my gosh.
I just worked on his video the other day, just saying. That's what she said. He's like, she's substituting thoughts of chocolate for sex. He's like, I am no Hershey bar. He said this a lot better than I did. He's like, I'm no Hershey bar. Anyways, Colby, I'm so glad to have back. We needed some old school representation that we haven't seen in a while. Whereas a few of these players, I'm like, I just saw them, it feels like more recently. Do I really need to see them again? Colby's a player who I'm like, okay, if Colby comes into the season and he's actually prepared to play. Okay, Colby, as you heard in that article you're talking about, is not here to suck up to Jeff and do it. Like, Colby knows why he's here. He's like, this is my 4th time playing. I am here as a fan favorite. Like, I don't need to pretend to be overly joyful for Jeff, like these new era players.
You're not going to hear him say Uncle Jay.
Yeah, Colby and on in his life is going to say Uncle Jeff unironically. I don't think Colby says anything ironically.
No.
So
everything's very straight with Colby.
Right. Colby's going to be real for better or worse. And I hope Colby makes it deep on the season.
Me too.
He's definitely somebody I'm considering for my team.
Yeah. He'll be good in challenges usually. I mean, he is older, but usually he's pretty good.
Here's the thing. He finished in 2nd his first time. In season 8, he got sniped by Jerry right before the merge as a revenge vote because he had gotten her out in Australian Outback. Plus, she was the villain. He was the hero, so I was betrayed. And then in Heroes versus Villains, he gets 5th. And he tried quitting twice in Heroes versus Villains. And he still got 5th. People are like, Colby, you don't have to worry about him. He's Superman in a fat suit. He might still be bad at challenges because, again, the challenges that he all won were like season 2. One was like a matching game. Like, they're not doing that on Survivor anymore. Sure. But Colby, I think if Colby is here and he's ready to play and he's not, who are these people? Like, who's Joe? Who's D? Like, if he's not like doing stuff like that, then I think Colby is actually in a pretty good position. I don't think he's going to come in as a threat and people are going to overlook him. Right. I mean, they're going to know who he is, but I don't think anybody's going to view. Everybody remembers Superman in a fat suit. I think it's burned in everybody's brain who's a Survivor super fan. So, all right, Mary, who's our next player?
Next on Purple is Angelina.
Oh, gosh. I love Angelina, but this is why this is the Disaster Tribe.
Right. Well, apparently, we've already got some drama here because Colby thinks she's chaos and she is already mad at Colby. So we might have some fun conversations on the Purple Tribe. Huh? Right. And Angelina's like, I'm not chaotic. My edit was chaotic, so he's gonna find out that I'm just a real person.
Angelina climbed a 100-foot ladder, Mary, for an idol.
Right.
Negotiated rice for her tribe and never mentioned it again.
Except every day.
Like every day, or every episode it was mentioned after that. And then what was the other thing? She asked Natalie for her jacket. There was more than that. That's just stuff off the top of my head.
She is a character.
Angelina is a character. I don't know what she's thinking. That was just my edit. No, it was a little bit of edit, but you were just that way and it's fine. It's actually why I like you.
Right.
All right. I enjoy the she was so genuine on David vs. Goliath. That's why I've always been worried about. I'm like, if you bring her back, is she going to be too aware and therefore not be as fun because she's aware? Or is she going to still be like, no, that was just the edit, and therefore do kind of be the same person again? It has been many years, though. That was 2018 when they did Dave vs. Goliath.
Right.
I think it was 2018. So it's been like, 7 years because they filmed this 2025, 50. It's been 7 years. People grow, people change, but then you look at Colby and Coach, like they haven't changed. So maybe Angelina is still the same, and I hope so.
You know what is interesting I found in the article is...
Not wanting her on my fantasy team, by the way.
Right. Is apparently Angelina and Chrissy Hoffbeck are pretty tight. Like they talk a lot. So who knew?
Chrissy's not on this tribe, though, is she?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She is in the season,
right.
obviously.
Who's next on the Purple Tribe?
Next we have Kyle. I mean,
dead in the water.
Yeah.
I'm not putting no winners. All winners are done. Jenna Lewis style and All-Stars. Winners are done.
Out of the 3 winners, I think he probably has the chance to go farthest just because of his social game. He's really good. But
I don't think so. Remember, the season that they watched right before they came out was his.
That's
they
true.
just watched him a week before.
Has seen him play. But if you compare, I mean, Dee's social game's pretty good too. I was just thinking of Savannah mostly. Like, I think Savannah's going to rub people the wrong way quicker. And then people's like, oh, and she's actually the most recent winner. She just won
like yesterday.
Yeah. But I don't think he has very far to go.
That's how you got to think about it. They just got done watching 48 a week before they flew out to Fiji. Mm-hmm. Savannah just got done filming her winning season 2 weeks or a week and a half before. So like both her and Kyle to me are dead in the water. Like they both just won.
Right.
D won a couple years ago. But like still, it's still recent.
Yeah.
But I feel like Dee's probably got the best chance of the 3 because hers is the most furthest back in our memory, I guess. Even though it was just recent, those 2 just won in one way or the other, whether it's on TV or on the island.
Right. And I'm not sure how well this group will do in challenges. So Kyle might be the first.
This tribe is. If this tribe wins challenges, I'll be like, whoa, Colby is not Superman a fat suit, or whoa, Angelina is really good at challenges. Who knew? Like this is not the group to win challenges.
We'll see.
Doesn't this tribe have Riz God and Q on it? Like they're not good at challenges.
You want to just list?
Who's next player?
I was going to say Aubrey is next. Aubrey is good at puzzles.
Okay at challenges.
Yeah.
Yes, she's not bad. She's actually probably one of the best ones on this tribe.
Right.
Aubrey, I have high hopes for because I've always viewed winner potential here in these returning seasons as, okay, what's your threat level coming into it? Colby, low threat level. Mm-hmm. Kyle, high threat level.
Right.
But also, do you have potential to win? Mm-hmm. Because just because you're low threat level, like I bet you Stephanie's low threat level. Mm-hmm. I don't think we've seen her go to the end and just drop the ball in Guatemala. And sure, it was a stacked deck against somebody returning to win, but it's not like Stephanie played some like perfect, amazing game where like, wow, she got robbed. I don't think I thought that when Guatemala finished. I thought, no, she deserved that loss. Potential to win, meaning I think you can get to the end to win. I think Aubrey has potential to win.
I do too.
I think Colby has potential to win. I think if Kyle somehow got there, he has potential to win. I just don't think Kyle's getting there.
Right.
And also, who else have we talked about? So Angelina, I don't think Angelina we saw get to the end and not have potential to win.
Right.
Like
she was definitely the GOAT.
Right. If Angelina has to change as a person in a good way to win. Mm-hmm. She was a GOAT. Correct. Who's Aubrey? What do you think of Aubrey?
I think she'll do well in this tribe. Like you said, her threat level is low.
After Edge of Extinction, she got
right. Yeah. I mean, apparently Q was intimidated by her, so there might be a little bit of drama between them. But she's the type of personality that I feel like can smooth things over and just play the game. She's smart, she's capable, and I don't think her name's not going to come up quickly. I think that it'll take the long game for people to realize her threat again because it's been so long. And there's 4 new era players and 4 old era players on this tribe. So yeah, I think she'll make it pretty far. I'm confident for her.
My thing with Aubrey, she kind of reminds me of Tyson in a way. Well, I don't know. Tyson did actually change as a person when he won, but Tyson played the last season he played on. He just was like such a low threat that nobody thought about him, but he did actually change. I feel like on Blood vs. Water, Aubrey if she hadn't played on Edge of Extinction, I still feel like she would be a higher threat. Because then her previous appearance would have been Game Changers, where I believe she finished in 5th. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, she got 2nd and 5th. That's how you think about Aubrey. But it's like, no, she got killed in Edge of Extinction, and they made fun of her for saying the same thing to people over and over again on that season. Like, she was picked on and made fun of in the edit, and she went out pre-merge. And it's like, who's Aubrey anymore? Right. Aubrey is a has-been. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of reminds me of Colby. Colby's kind of a has-been, I bet you, in a lot of people's minds, which is a good thing going into the game. Right. But you can't finish the season having people think you're a has-been. So you have to reverse that in 26 days. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Who's next?
Next is Q.
I love Q.
Is there a lot to say about? We all know Q. Right. We love Q. He's going to be good TV. We'll see how well he works with this tribe. He really benefited from having Tiffany on his tribe last time and helping him like calm down in situations and do better with his social game. So I think he's going to be fun. I don't know who his Tiffany will be. Maybe it'll be Aubrey. Maybe it'll be this complete flip where they're like enemies to friends or something. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I think he's going to cause chaos and he's going to play the game. He did say in the article that he was hoping he doesn't get bored because when he's bored, things like hide and seek and the ABC game and the Q skirt happen. So he's like trying to stay busy and not do crazy things. as well. So he's self-aware is what I'm trying to say.
But then on Sage did an exit interview with Rob as a podcast where Sage is like, 49 was so boring. I think I would have had more fun on 47. And Q commented that if you were bored on Survivor, it's your own fault. And it makes me think that, in reference to what you're talking about here, Q isn't going to be bored because Q's going to find fun.
Right. He does. He finds fun. Right. That's why he's on season 50, the joyful season.
Right. The joyful season. Right. Oh, man. That's this Jeff's casting. They should cast 3 people a season, 1 for each tribe, that Jeff does not agree with. My personal opinion, because I think that's, we talk about so many different things about the casting of the new era and why I feel so samey. And it's like, sure, like these people might come from different areas, different walks of life, whatever. But at the end of the day, they all kind of feel the same because at the end of the day, they all have to be liked by Jeff. And if you're all liked by Jeff is a human. He only probably likes a certain segment of people. As much as we want to pretend that everybody can like everybody, it's impossible. Right. Jeff only likes certain subset of people. I'm sure we all do, by the way. I'm not going to sit here and say Jeff only. I just think that there should be, and Jeff says every time on the podcast, with the exception of Mary on 48, the only time I can remember him saying he didn't really care for the person. He says, I love this person. I love. From the time I talked to him, I love. And Jeremy asked him about that. He's like, well, I'm going to cast people. I love. And it's like, but then we kind of get samey.
That makes sense.
You need a few people who you're like, I don't really like them, but they're not bad in a way that's like going to get us in trouble. Like not Dan Spilo, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not Dan Spilo.
Right.
But you need a Russell Hantz. You need somebody that people don't like. You need a foil for your heroes. If it's just heroes versus heroes, as WWE will tell you, it's not good booking. You need a heel to your hero.
Right.
At least a few. And I think on a cast of 20 or 18, you can afford a few of the spots. Villains don't usually, I can't name a legit villain who wins. Now, there are people who were villains on paper that were edited to be heroes, a la Kenzie Petty. They were, in my opinion, they were villains. There was villainous things they did that got edited. Mary's giving me the look of like, let's move on. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm just saying that.
Well, Kenzie's not on 50, so.
No, she's not, but Dee is.
I know.
And Dee is probably the most, Savannah is kind of villainous, but like, again, at the end of the day, the show did not want to lean into that. It wanted to lean into, you should feel sympathetic, empathetic for this anti-hero. Even though Savannah really probably should be a villain.
I don't know if this was in the article or in one of the promos I've seen recently. I feel like a bunch of information has entered my brain about 50 in the last day or two. But I do remember Jeff one time saying, it's not that we don't want villains. We like people who play the game. We just don't want people who are like rude or depressing, or I don't remember what his word was, like to bring people down. We want
Boston Robs, we want Tonys, we want Sandras, we want Parvati's. Yes, we all want that, Jeff. But you also need to have foils, because what made Sandra so great her first few times is she had foils. She had Johnny Fairplay. She had what's his name? Russell Hantz. I just mentioned him. Like, you have to have villains as well.
So anyways, we do have a lot of nice people, and the next person we're going to talk about is a very nice person in my opinion, which is Genevieve.
What about Genevieve? Is this still the Purple Tribe?
Still Purple, yep. Okay. We got 2 more after Genevieve for Purple.
Genevieve's the only 47 rep here.
Yes.
Yeah. Only 47 representative here. Which is wild considering I think 47 is a better season than 48, and yet 48 got 3 people.
Yeah, I don't
get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
We were not in the room when it happened.
Wait, what musical was that? In
Hamilton.
The room when it happened? Hamilton. Okay, thank you.
Genevieve. I think again on this tribe she has a pretty good shot, low threat level. It'll take some time for her to probably build up those relationships that were so key to her in the other game. I think that she will do. I could see her working really well with Aubrey, even with Stephanie. We'll see. I'm not sure who her go-to person is going to be in this tribe yet, but I think she'll find it. And I think that she will do better in this game than she did in her previous game, strictly because I think she has learned and grown as a person. And again, her threat level is so low right now.
On this tribe, the people I'm considering for my fantasy team are Genevieve, Aubrey, and Rizgod. I think Rizgod's our last player, right?
No, we have 2 more.
Okay,
we have Rizgod.
And then who else?
And Stephanie.
No, I'm not considering Stephanie.
Right, I know you're not.
Rizgod, Aubrey, and Genevieve are the 3 on this tribe I'm considering for my fantasy team right now.
I don't know about Rizgod. Like, so many people brought his name up because he's rubbing people the wrong way with his big personality. Right. And these old era people don't like this young punk kid who calls himself the Rizgod. And also, he just came off of 47, where he made it pretty 49. Far. Sorry, 49, where he made it pretty far. So, I personally am not considering Rizgod. But he is a smart strategic player.
My thought on the Riz God is that he's not going to win, but I don't necessarily need a winner on my team to win the fantasy league.
Sure.
You need person who does things that get you points. If somebody sits on their hands, gets the end and wins, a la what Sophie B almost did last season, you're not going to get many points. You need somebody who does things to get points. My point is
pretends to play his idol?
No, yeah. But listen, Riz God was a point. He got points last season. I want somebody on my team who's going to get me points even if they don't win. So if he gets to final 3 and loses, I don't care. Because another separate part of the fantasy game is you can pick who the winner's going to be, and it doesn't have to be somebody who's on your team.
Yeah, of course.
So I did pick Savannah, as most of us did last season, and I got the max amount of points for picking her because I picked her preseason like most of us did. Because Survivor wants to tell us who the winner is. Okay, thanks. I mean, I don't want to know it, but you already did it. But with Riz God, I'm like, okay, here's somebody who I don't think is going to win, but I think gets to the end and loses, because who's going to respect the 25-year-old Riz God to win? Like, these older people are not going to be like, this guy needs $1 million or $2 million. Who knows if that's the prize? Right. Again, who knows if that's it could be the prize if everything's doubled. Point is, I don't think he's going to be given the money. I think if he gets to the end, he loses, and I think he could be taken there as a non-threat. And that's somebody who's going to attempt to make moves and do things and get points for my team. That's why I'm saying Riz God. I don't think Riz God chance to win. Like, the more I think about it, the more I think about it, the lower I put him. But like, I don't know. At the same time, who's he sit next to? You know, I don't know. Let's not talk about that when we do winner analysis with Masson. Riz God, you think he's dead in the water?
I think he's dead in the water. I think he doesn't make it very far, especially if we're on a tribe that doesn't do well in challenges. His threat level is higher than a lot of the people on the tribe. I think
winners are first targets, and who knows if we'll have a tribe swap like after 2 episodes. Like, who knows?
That's
possible. I bet you there's gonna be a tribe swap. I can't imagine them sitting on 3 tribes the entire pre-merge.
Oh yeah, eventually there will be a tribe swap.
Right, because you want to see different people interact with each other.
Yeah,
that's kind of the idea of these returning seasons. I want to see everybody interact with everybody. Can we just start merged? That should actually be a twist one season. I know people have said that. Or just one world. Just do a one world. Right. Why can't we just do a one world? All right. So who, last player was who?
Stephanie, which we have talked about a little bit, her pregame stuff.
I think I didn't need to see Stephanie again after seeing her on Snake in the Grass and Traders.
Yeah.
If I hadn't seen her on TV since Heroes vs. Villains, I'd be more excited, like Colby. But since I have seen her in the past like 3 years playing on 2 different shows, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next tribe,
the Orange Tribe. First is Christian.
Ooh,
I think we're both
Christian.
excited about Christian and Vicky. Yeah. Oh, one interesting thing from the article.
Jimmy Fallon, his hands in his game's in the hands of Jimmy Fallon, Mary.
I didn't mention was that he said he has a secret weapon that he's going to use, and that's the fact that his son was born right before production or filming or something.
Get married and have a kid? Wow.
I don't know if they're married, but they have a kid.
Yeah.
Yes, and I forget his name. His name is Michael, I think. It's in there. And it was just really cute how he's like, I've been sitting on this information. I haven't posted about it. Nobody knows about it. I don't know when I'm going to reveal it, but my son's my secret weapon. And it was really cute and sweet. And I have no idea if it'll actually make an impact or not. I mean, maybe it will. Maybe he gets to final trial and was like, and I just had a baby and I need this money for my baby. I don't know, but it's Christian Hubicki. I'm excited to see him play. I hope his threat level isn't too high because it has been a while since he's played.
It's been 8 years.
But people really know him. If you know Survivor, you know Christian Hubicki. So we'll see. I have pretty high hopes for him. I think he's a good player.
If he reaches final 3, he wins. I just don't know if he can get there.
Right, exactly.
Because again, he's Christian Hubicki. Can he contain his natural charisma and like general threat as a person?
He is on a tribe with, I would say, some other big threats, which is good for him.
I think he makes the merge for sure.
For sure. I would hope so.
Could be wrong, but he looks like somebody who makes the merge.
The next person on his tribe is Suri. Big threat.
I mean, Suri,
but
with the exception of one season, always makes the merge. And somehow, like, even this is a spoiler for Australian Survivor vs. the World, though that did air like 4 months ago. Mary, are you aware of where Suri finished on that season?
No, I'm not.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We have to talk about it. She lost in fire making at Final 4.
Oh, did she?
Again. She lost this in season 12. To be fair, why would she expect that? It was a tie vote and that never happened. But on Australian Survivor vs. the World, she lost in Final 4 fire making. And like, Suri, please tell me you've practiced before 50. Please tell me that this thing that has stopped you from winning.
You think she practiced? No.
Riz God said he didn't practice puzzles, by the way, before 50, but he only had like 8 days is what he said. I'm like, all right, fair. Like, how good at puzzles can you get in 8 days? But like, come on, Suri. Please, I want you to reach final 3 for once.
She's like the epitome of confidence. I don't know what it is so about her. She's just so good.
She did win the Traders off of pure social gameplay.
Right. She won Traders.
Spoilers for that, but that was 3 or 4 years ago too.
And it's just like she is perceived as such a non-threat at the same time being like one of the biggest threats. Right. Probably one of the best players who's never won, in my opinion.
And on Big Brother, she made it to 5th place. Like, and it was off of social gameplay. And she won no challenges.
It seemed like she didn't even care that she was there.
She legit tried to leave. Cirie tried to pull the classic Colby Q move and tried quitting. And the show told her, please don't. She tried quitting before the jury phase so she could go home. She's like, this game's going on forever. And she still got 5th place. Only because she couldn't win a challenge.
Right.
If Cirie had won a challenge, like, oh my gosh, if Cirie reached final 2 on Big Brother 25, she won.
Right.
In my opinion. Like, I think she beats everybody. Maybe Jag beats her.
I think that
but I think she beats everyone else.
She's such a legend that she's going to have a big target. And I do think she makes merge, but I don't know if she would make it past.
I would let her get close.
Right. I would love if she actually won finally, but
I just don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either.
Her threat level's just, if she didn't win the Traders, like we could still be talking about Cirie, how she should, and like we can still say that about Survivor, but she did win the Traders, and it was a monster victory. Like Cirie dominated that season in a way that we have yet to see anyone else do on any seasons past that. Like everybody else who's won has not been like a dominating fashion. It's been like cutting it close, like, oh no. Cirie was like, it was confident Cirie was going to win because of how she was just wiping the floor with everybody.
She was.
It was very fun to watch, even though now that you know, it's a super fun watch that first season Traders with her. Cirie, Survivor though, nah. I mean, we'll do winner rankings with Madison, but I'm not too high on her getting to the final 3. I think that's it. I don't think she's gonna get there. If she does, it's Cirie. Yeah,
she's also on a tribe with mostly old era players. There's three new era players.
Well, who's the next player?
So next is Joe. Again,
Joe is great at challenges.
He's really good at challenges. I think he probably makes it to the merge because I don't know if this tribe will lose that many challenges. I could be wrong.
Joe's a threat. I also don't think Joe can go to the final 3 and win. We just saw him lose.
That's true. We did just see him lose.
In his life a year ago. I don't think Joe in a year has changed as a person to be good at final 3, at the final tribal.
But again, he's one of those with like the recency. If you're still watching this show, everybody knows who Joe is. Everybody knows how likable, how sweet, how loyal he is. Everybody saw him
bomb final tribal.
True.
And I think that actually saves him from being a big threat.
It could be.
I really think that saved him bombing final tribal in 48. As weird as that is to say, by bombing final tribal, you have made yourself a non-threat, in my opinion.
Right. He could get far, but again, I think he has a target on him. I could be wrong.
I don't think he does. I think there's enough first place, second place, and people who should have won here, type of players. That I don't think I think Joe is safe. That's why I think about Rizgod. Rizgod lost in fire making. People will be like, this goofball lost in fire making. I'm not worried about him. That's why I'm saying, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I'm saying Joe, unless Joe like plays differently. If he plays the same as he did in 48, I think Joe makes it to the merge guaranteed.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Is he on my fantasy team? Probably not.
He'll win challenges. He'll get you some points that way.
I would put Cirie on my fantasy team. I just don't know if she's going to do things that get you lots of points because they're more looking for you to like do stuff. And Cirie is more social and that doesn't really, gotta double check how the points work. I don't know if that gets you a lot of points.
I think it's usually just wins, idol play, stuff like that.
Advantages. Reading tree mail gets you a point. As weird as that is, it is. Unless they changed that.
There's your social game element, I guess. Who wants to go to tree mail?
Is Cirie gonna go get tree mail, Mary?
Every day.
Cirie, get tree mail for my fantasy team. I actually don't know if that's a point. I think it was. I don't know if it still is. Anyways, Cirie, I will consider. Joe, I cannot consider for my fantasy team. I just don't think. I mean, then he's kind of like Rizgod. Like, I don't know. I just think Rizgod is like more willing to do things than Joe. Joe is more willing to be like, let's just stay strong together and do nothing.
He's going to be loyal. Yeah.
And let's stay strong together and do nothing.
People know that. So we'll see if he has a loyal tribe here.
That's true. He's very loyal.
Next is Emily Flippin.
Flippin'
we have
Emily.
To say her last name.
Flippin' Emily. I'm
excited about this. I think that she's going to be excited to play with some of these old era players. I don't know. I'm just excited to see Emily. Yeah. I'm excited to see her play. I think that, again, we saw her growth in her one season that she had. I think she's going to
villain to hero.
Right. I think she's going to have such a low threat. I mean, on her tribe, she has Cirie and Christian and Joe. Already, those are 3 big names that she's.
Is Jonathan on her tribe?
Little old Emily. No.
Okay, the person she wanted to vote off.
That's true. Sure. Yeah. No, he's not there yet. So I think she's definitely making the merge. And I think that she has a chance to make some good connections here. I want to see her play with well, it's on her tribe.
Yeah.
I'm jumping to Rick Devens. Like, I feel like they'll connect.
I love Rick Devens.
And I feel like they might play well together. I don't know. That's just like the vibe I'm getting.
I'm middle of the road on Emily Flippa, and I'll flip it Emily. I'm not too sure what to expect from her because sure, Dee's on the same season, but I don't think she's gonna have time to align with Dee. Like, I don't know if they're gonna get together. I think winners are dead.
Right.
And like, I do think out of the 3 winners, Dee has the greatest possibility of going further. But like, what does that really mean? Does that mean get voted off in episode 6 instead of episode 2? You know, like, I don't know what that means.
Right.
So I don't think Emily has an ally here, kind of like Genevieve. And like Genevieve, like, I'm looking forward to. I didn't really talk about her potential to win. I like, does Genevieve have the allies to get far? Because a lot of these people have others to get with. So unless there's an alliance of, hey, we have nobody else, kind of like blood versus water, when they're like, hey, our loved ones are gone, let's make an alliance and let's vote off the other loved ones, kind of deal. Like, unless we're getting, I don't know. We'll see how the alliances shake out. Emily and Genevieve to me are kind of like, I don't know what to expect. Right. Like, I feel like actually questionable. Like, if they go episode 1, I wouldn't be shocked. But if they make it all the way to episode 12, I wouldn't be shocked either. What is my expectation for these people that had a growth arc on their last season and went from one thing to a good player? Like, are they threats? I don't think Emily's a threat. I in terms of what people think about her.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's thinking she's a threat.
In terms of what people think about her, I don't think Emily's a threat. Which,
is good.
It is a good thing.
Very good thing.
Right.
On a returning
so what
player.
can Emily do not being a villain and not being a threat? That's the question.
She just got to make those connections that she didn't make.
Who you're saying for your fantasy team, by the way?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm considering.
You do have 39 days to think about it.
I do have 39
You do have to pick your team before the episode starts on February 25th. Yeah, you have like analysis paralysis about who to pick, and same with me. Like, as I said, I got 3 people from the first tribe. This tribe, when we finish tribe, I'll tell you who I'm considering. But I'm already above my limit of 2 people on my team, so.
It is difficult. Yeah, so excited to see Emily. I'm also excited to see our next player, Ozzy. I'm hoping he has changed.
I don't think he's changed.
Or made progression. I don't think he he probably hasn't either. I think that with this tribe, they have a pretty good balance of physical and mental as far as challenges. I think they're going to do really well in challenges. Right. Ozzy obviously is really good in challenges, or used to be.
How old is he now?
But he is older now. I'm not sure how old he is.
From Cook Islands through Game Changers, every season he was good at challenges, and he helped his tribes a bunch, even on Game Changers when he's older. But Game Changers was 9 years prior to this season. Has he reached that point where he's not good at challenges anymore? I don't think so. I think he's like naturally gifted. Yeah, I don't think he's like working out. Right. That makes sense. I think he's just naturally gifted and in shape. That's always been the thing about Ozzy is you have to have like a certain mental fortitude in all of these challenges to just do it. And he does. Like, he has never been the biggest or the buffest or the strongest. He's not very good socially, but he's great at challenges. He's not good socially. He's so good at challenges. Right. So yeah, I'm excited for that. And it would be really cool if he did come into this game just actually chill and cool and able to make a few. You only need a couple good alliances to get you to the end. We'll see. I don't think he has a chance to win, but I would love to see. I'm just excited to see an older version of Ozzy play and see how that might be different. I'm not considering for my team. I'm really thinking Ozzy is a pre-merge boot. And I say that, but it would only be because I think like you get like Coach and Ozzy, their last time they played, like sure, Coach ended up winning, but I bet you they have not reconciled the differences. Oh, probably. I know they're not on the same tribe, but I can see like Ozzy not socially doing well and people being like, I can't work with Ozzy. Like we eventually are going to merge. Like this is a group of people we're eventually going to merge. Like so like Ozzy makes the merge, he's gone immediately, or Ozzy gets voted off, in my opinion, right before the merge. It's like right around that time. And it's where he went Game Changers, was right after the merge. Right. Like I think his potential is capped. If you think back to South Pacific, he went right before the merge, though he did ask his tribe to vote him off. But then when he made it back in the game, he was voted off right away, like right after the merge. You got to Micronesia right after the merge. The only time he has made it legit without being voted off was Cook Islands when he made Final 3 off of 5 immunity wins. Right. That's his first season playing, though. Nobody knew who is Ozzy. Right. Ozzy's just a person on my season. All your seasons, he gets voted off as soon as the merge happens. And in my opinion, that's his cap. I think he's still stuck in that. Without an Edge of Extinction or without a Redemption Island, Ozzy's capped, in my opinion, at the merge happened, time to vote off Ozzy. I don't know why. Well, I think it has to do with what's going to happen. Yeah, if you're not making good, tight alliances, you don't want that unknown factor. Just like, where is he going to go? And that's why I think he's a late pre-merge boot as well. Like, people could be considering that. Like, hey, tomorrow's the merge. Tomorrow's day 12, day 13, whatever. Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol time. I think Ozzy could go around that time, middle of the game. Right.
It's possible.
I think it's a cap. Just historically, without Redemption Island on season 23, that's where he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, our next player I don't know much about, you probably know way more, is Jenna Lewis. And before we get to her,
Mary has not seen season 1, but she did see season 8.
Right.
For context.
I thought I did. This was one of my other notes that I didn't get to. Apparently, Coach, when he first saw her, was like, "Oh, is that Genevieve? That's cool. We get to play with Genevieve." And then he looked down at her bag and it said like Jenna Lewis on her bag. He's like, "Oh, you idiot. That's Jenna Lewis."
Well, we all haven't seen her since she was like in her mid 20s, and now she's probably late 40s, 50, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like,
it's the longest gap I think ever of a returning.
Season 8 to now. Yeah. Season 8 to 50 is definitely a massive gap. Last time she played, there was no hidden immunity idols.
Oh my gosh.
The game was still 39 days. Right. Can you imagine? Can you imagine 39 days, Mary?
She's going to be joyful. So she's here.
Jenna is definitely a very talkative person, a la me. That's how she was both her times playing. She finished in 3rd on All Stars. And I throw that out there because if Rupert wasn't a strategic moron, I love Rupert, but if he wasn't a strategic moron, him and Jenna could have gone to final 2 together. Like they could have aligned with Tom at 5 and voted off Boston Rob or Amber, whoever's available, and Ben in the final 2. Like I don't know if she wins. I think she loses to Rupert. Let's be frank. Rupert was still he won like what, America's Tribal Council for $1 million. Like Rupert was big. I think Rupert wins that season versus Jenna, but Jenna could have been in the final 2 and lost to Rupert. That was her cap that season. And Rupert was a strategic moron, so that bad decisions were made. And Jenna wasn't like great, but she was still good enough to reach 3. Like she lost, she got 3rd place. So.
Well, didn't she lose to Robin Amber?
She lost to Robin Amber, right?
So like, if you're gonna lose, at least you lost to Robin Amber.
I don't think the season would not have been better remembered if Rupert or Jenna Lewis had won. It's better remembered because Boss Robin Amber basically had a storybook ending to the season. But my point is that Jenna Lewis hasn't played since then, and like Boss Rob's played like 4 times since then. They've had 4 kids. So much has happened since Jenna Lewis played last. Jenna Lewis is coming in with no threat. No threat. I don't know what her potential is to win though.
But yeah, this is the balance of completely an almost unknown person.
It's almost like she's a new player.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. She has to definitely build some relationships, and we'll just see who she is now because it's been so long.
Jenna Lewis would benefit greatly if there's a split in the entire in the cast of, let's make an old school alliance. Let's make a new school alliance.
Yeah.
She would benefit from that. Like that's what she needs is basically, let's have an old school alliance. Jenna, you're old. Like you're old. Like Rick Devens could slide into a new school alliance. 38. Hey, I mean, it's pretty close. But Jenna Lewis is so old school, it hurts. It hurts to think back to season 8. So I don't know. Jenna Lewis is a big question mark to me.
I think so. We'll have to see how it plays out in the tribe.
Okay.
Next is Rick Devens, which you did already talk about briefly. He's trying to lower his threat level coming into the pregame. I think people are gonna see through that.
If Rick Devens hadn't done the On Fire co-host, whatever, I think that Rick Devens' threat level's lower. Believe it or not, I actually do think the On Fire co-host does raise your threat level. Dee did the On Fire co-host, Charlie did it, and Devens did it on this cast.
Right.
Charlie, big threat. Dee, big threat for other reasons, both of those. But Devens, I think if Devens didn't co-host, be like, yeah, he did, but Devens also got voted off 4th on his season.
Right.
He really needs to lean to that. Like, guys, if there wasn't a twist that let me get back in the game, I was voted off 4th.
I thought he went on fire. No?
Yes, but he got back due to the edge of extinction.
Oh, sorry.
Right. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But like, we all remember him losing, and that's the problem. We all remember him losing to Underwood in Fire. We don't remember he got voted off 4th.
He actually was voted off.
Right. He was voted off 4th. And like, he needs to lean to that. Like, guys, I'm a pre-merge boot.
Right.
I got lucky. There was a twist that led me back to me. He's leaning into that. And the Devens is on. I mean, it's probably pure just because I just made his video recently, and I just am a big fan, like Christian Bicky, big fan of Devens. He's a consideration for my fantasy team from this tribe. Right.
I think it was in one of the articles that Christian Hubicki was praising Devens, and Devens was praising Christian Hubicki. I could see them working together for sure. And doing well.
And they're on the same tribe.
So we'll see. Is
that the entire Orange tribe?
Savannah is the last one.
Oh, Savannah's dead. We don't talk about her.
Yep. We already talked about that a little bit.
So name off everybody in the tribe again.
Christian, Sari, Joe, Emily, Ozzy, Jenna, Rick, and Savannah.
I think Sari for fantasy team. I'm thinking Sari is a consideration. Again, I have to double check how points work. Suri, Devins, and oh gosh, Joe or Jenna. I want to say Jenna over Joe. I think Jenna is such a question mark. It kind of makes it like a fun draft pick. Like if I have to roll the dice on a wild card, Jenna's my wild card.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no threat. She's going to go far. Can she do anything with that though? Like I've already seen the preview. Rick Devens talks about the boomerang idol. That makes me worried. Christian Bicky's like, Jimmy Fallon has my game in his hands. That makes me worried. You know, like stuff like that. I'm like, that's a little worrying. Like these big names are talking about things I don't know about. So anyways, anyone on that tribe stand out to you as a fantasy pick?
I think I would also go with Rick Devens. I think that he is a good player and that if he gets those advantages or idols or whatever, he's going to know what to do with it and when. That's so important to know when to do with your advantage.
As the on fire co-host, Jeff's like, hey, just let you know at 50 we're gonna
no, you know what I mean.
Just let you know at 50 we're gonna have.
He knows how the game and how to play it. So I think he's definitely a contender for me.
All right, let's talk about the last tribe.
Okay, Teal. First player is Charlie, which I know you're not a huge fan of Charlie.
It's not that I'm not a huge fan. I just think that he got robbed in 46 and everybody's gonna remember that.
I think he does have a high threat level because of his really good gameplay. Right. His really good relationships. He's an on-fire co-host. He knows the game in and out. He's smart. He's so likable. And he seems to be just, I'm just Charlie. You know. So
Kenzie won and she earned it. I got to say that for comments from flooding it. Kenzie earned and won it, but we all know that he got robbed due to Maria voting for Kenzie. Kenzie earned it, but Charlie, in a lot of people's minds, was screwed.
Right.
Like that is the thought entering 50 is here's a guy who, like Dominic, in a lot of people's minds, should have won. I'm surprised Dominic didn't make this cast, by the way. Dominic and Wendell from Ghost Island. Yeah.
Well, I was one of those people that at least wanted a tie. Like there's hardly ever been a season where I'm just like, it is either this person or it is either Kinsey or Charlie, and I'm okay with both of them because they're both such good players.
Dominic and Wendell, same
in
thing.
Different ways. Yeah, and Dominic and Wendell's probably the only other one that I was really...
And that did end up being a tie.
Right, and that ended up being a tie.
And why did Wendell get Laurel's vote? Makes sense, right?
So it makes sense. Like, he is a good player. I think he also on a tribe with some pretty big threats, though. And I think this is jumping a little bit. I can really see him working well with Coach, honestly. I think he's going to be the Tyson to Coach.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to know how to talk him up, how he's going to know how to play it with him.
He has to be
play
okay
the game
with Coach's
with him.
ego, though, which he didn't seem okay with Q's personality on 46, if that makes sense. Like, he placated Q, but he didn't work with Q.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see him more just placating Coach, but I don't know. Like, so many people talked about Coach in the interview, and I'm pretty sure Charlie was one of them. But it's like there's something magnetizing about him. Like his personality is it's just so unique that I don't know. I think Charlie was one of the people that said I could work with Coach.
I remember Cochran saying that in South Pacific, where he's like, I didn't get the appeal of Coach until I went on the beach with them, and I'm like, I don't know, I kind of get Coach now. It's like his coach is super charismatic. He's not great strategically, but he's very charismatic.
Out of all the people on his tribe, I think I could see Charlie working with Coach best so far. Is all I was saying. I could see that alliance happening.
Charlie's not a consideration for my fantasy team. What about you?
Probably not. Yeah. Next is Chrissy Hoffbeck, which I did have to look up because I did not remember. I remembered her face, but I don't remember what season.
Mary remembers rooting for Ben.
I do remember, and after looking it up, I was like, oh yeah, she lost to Ben in Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. She was a good challenge beast, won 4 immunity challenges, fairly good in her, I can't say social game because that's why she lost to Ben, but she didn't make it far.
She was running a lot of things, but ultimately I don't think she was winning whether Ben got to final 3, well, obviously, or if, I believe his name is Devin. Shoot, it's been a while. The guy who went out and fired to Ben, I think she lost him too. Chrissy, though, I will say, so for context, Mary's 3rd ever season of Survivor was this one. And after watching Adam and Sarah win, which were not flashy wins, watching Ben play idols, Ben bomb, all their stuff, admittedly as a casual fan, it was before the channel for me as well. I was definitely more of a casual at the time when that season happened. It was exciting. Whether you like Ben or not, it was just like exciting to watch him like every week. And then, fire making aside, like what a crazy season. So anyways, Chrissy, I believe that she had surgery recently, and I don't know how to word this, so I'm going to say it to the best of my knowledge. She had surgery recently, I believe, because there was a she had breast augmentation and she had to get them removed. And I think there was like, I don't want to say cancer, but something like that. And I wonder if that will help people. Of course, she's played a while ago for most people. I wonder if that will help people be like, view Chrissy in a kinder light. Cause she was a little bit villainous her first time around. And I think something like this could help people sympathize with her. Not empathize, but sympathize. Maybe. Are you looking this up right now?
I was looking her wiki, but it doesn't really say anything about it.
It's okay. And again, I'm not a doctor. I just remember seeing this online and it was a couple years ago. And I was like, huh. And she's been very like pro Survivor. I was like, she comes back like that. Actually, I know it's so weird to think about like major life events, but like Christian talking about his kid, that's a major life event. Stuff like that people consider when they're like, who should I vote out? Who should I work with? That's kind of stuff like, you drop. And that's one thing I think that I don't know if they're gonna do emotional backstories, but I could see her being like, since 35, I've been a public speaker. I've done this, and then this happened. And it's like, there's your emotional backstory for Chrissy. Again, I don't know if they're doing that this season. I could see them doing like, since the last time you saw me kind of deal. And I don't know if those will be emotional backstories for everybody. Like Colby, like, since the last time you saw me, I hosted Top Shot and I've just been hot and we're living in Texas. I'm a Texas man. Like, what is Colby? Colby ain't going to give us some emotional sob story. But I think Chrissy is a huge contender for giving us an emotional backstory. And in my opinion, earned. I think if we know somebody and it's something legitimately has happened since the last time you played, earned. But if you're just like telling me, I was bullied once in school, like, come on now. So Chrissy, I'm going to say Chrissy is actually consideration for my fantasy team. Originally she wasn't, but the more I thought about her, I'm like, I don't think she has, I think there's a sense that she got robbed, but I think it's been so long. I don't think it's a top
She's in the same category for me as Jenna Lewis, even Genevieve, kind of, as far as like, who is this person? How are they going to play? I don't really know much about them. I just don't know. She's an unknown factor for me. More of the wild card, I guess. Right. And so I don't remember much about her game, but what you said makes sense. And again, on her tribe, I feel like she's going to slip through because it is helpful to have one winner on each tribe.
She's pretty good socially. She wasn't terrible by any means. She could
definitely be the mom of this tribe. I could see that. But also the cool mom, not the let's get rid of her mom because she doesn't help in challenges. So yeah, I think she has a chance to go far because I don't see her threat level. I don't see how she could, go up against some of these other players right away and be like, oh yeah, Chrissy's a bigger threat than Coach, as we've already talked about, or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm looking at Chrissy's Instagram real quick. So I was trying to see if I could find what exactly it was that she had done. But she did put runner up as not my destiny in her profile. I don't know if that means anything though. Like,
she goes
does that
home
mean
first.
She wins? She's like, hint, hint, wink. First boot is my destiny, not runner up. Mary, come on now. It's so evil.
Okay, our next player is Coach, and we mentioned him a little bit already. I don't know. He is such, as we've said, an enigma maybe is the right word. It's hard to tell his charm, apparently, unless you're on the beach with him.
Oh, wait, I'm still on Christy's thing. I think I found. So getting ready to head back to the hospital next week for surgery, part 2, removal of ovaries and fallopian tubes and second stage of my chest. They're doing like double mastectomy or something like that. I tested positive for BRCA gene mutation. That bad gene gave me an 85% chance of developing breast cancer. So it wasn't that she had cancer. It was like, apparently they found something that's like, you have a high chance of getting it because of this. That I knew it was something like that. So this was 2 years ago. This is April 2023. Right. Wow. Oh, wow. Almost 3 years ago. But as of the time of filming 50 is about 2 years prior. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, I just want to be accurate about what I was saying. Like, I remembered it was cancer related, but not that she had it. Because I don't know if you could have cancer and then go on Survivor. I'm not sure.
Ethan did.
Ethan did. Yeah, Ethan did. Yeah, he came back from Wars of War.
Basically have a fit bill of health, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Ethan came back after having cancer twice, I believe, and he survived it on Survivor. So go ahead. Sorry. Who were we talking about? Coach. Oh,
yes, we have talked about Coach on and off.
Coach is not
I don't think he's winning. No. But I do think he might make it farther than I originally thought.
Coach could align with Joe. They're the same kind of person in that sense. They will both want to be loyal. Doesn't mean
that is true. They could definitely have another strongman alliance if there's a merge or a tribe swap up before the merge. Yeah. So we talked about Coach. Next is D. Talked about her
dead
a little bit.
All winners to me.
Winners dead in the water.
D has the best chance out of all the winners to go furthest, but I don't think she's reaching Final 3. I don't think you can let a winner in Final 3. You're risking it. It's too much of a risk. All the winners would need to get together and reach Final 3, and that's just not happening.
No. So Savannah and her, like, who would you vote out? Said D because she's a winner. And I'm like,
oh my gosh, Savannah.
You do not want to vote
Savannah,
out.
Are you on? What are you on, dude?
I don't know.
You're a winner.
Exactly.
That's not how you need the wrong way of thinking. Why do they do this to themselves?
I don't
understand.
Again, that's all pre-game stuff.
Right, but if she's saying that, why? She doesn't know what other reason. Savannah's not a goof. She's not like Q.
No.
Who would be like, Q's like, I'm voting off D because of her big toe. Like, that's a joke.
Right.
If he said that.
He did. I mean, because she's a winner and because of her big toe.
Right.
But,
well, that's cute.
Yeah, that's cute.
Savannah, that's not Savannah, though.
Right. She was serious about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about D. Also on this tribe is Jonathan Young.
Yeah. I think he, like Ozzy, destined for the merge, but then after that, I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah.
He did make it to 4th, though, on 42.
Did. Yeah.
He lost in fire making. There's, by the way, I think 5 people here who either lost in fire making or last play they finished in 4th. I think Ozzy's one of the fourth placers. I know that his was not fire making season, nor was his last time playing. But that's why I said, like, these people who finished in 4th, I don't think they're a big threat. There's like 5 or 6 of them. Like, that's like a third of the, that's not a third of the cast. That's like a fourth of the cast are all people who finished in the same spot. To me, that's not a threatening finish with this cast.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see. He's also one of those people that, like, I don't remember that much about him except being good in challenges. And so I don't think
single-handedly carrying his tribe in that one challenge.
Definitely single-handedly carrying his tribe many times. So I think that will be fun to see. I think it's interesting. Wasn't he really close with a guy named Mike on his season?
Mike, who finished in 2nd that season.
Right.
That season was destined for a woman to win, though, based on what we saw by the end.
Right.
There's literally a juror wearing a shirt that said feminist on it, Final Tribal, and then said, oh, I'm considering voting for anybody. There's 1 woman, 2 guys here. Come on now.
What I was saying
Craziness.
was
he was not going to win that season.
Oh yeah, in my notes, he was really loyal to Mike, but lost to Mike in fire making. He's on a tribe with Mike White. Who knows? It'll be his second Mike.
I don't think that's the same.
Anyway,
and Emily's already apparently has it out for him. You mentioned
apparently people are annoyed by his singing, but those are again all minor pregame stuff. Once you get in the game. I didn't really view him as like a strategic threat at all. No. It was purely his physical
Joe,
threat.
Coach, and Jonathan.
Yeah, I could see them definitely doing a strongman, loyal, honor alliance and maybe making it farther. But yeah, again, he's one of those, like, I don't necessarily see him winning. I might put him on my team strictly for the challenge points he's going to get.
That's true.
He will definitely rack up some of those.
For as long as he's in the game.
But
you know what? You talked me into it. I'm considering Jonathan because I think he would get me points.
He will get you points. He will
get me points.
If he is at all performing like he did last time. So
he's still just as buff. Look at his photos. He has not lost any.
You never
if anything,
know.
He's lost fat, if anything.
He might get bit by a snake or fall from a rock or any of these random things that happen.
Bit by a snake. There's been some suspicion about that ever since the Sage information. I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you. The snake bite happened.
I can connect dots.
Okay, the snake bite happened. We're not doubting that. I think it's everything else.
No, clearly we saw the video of his snake bite.
It happened.
Okay, so we were talking about Jonathan. Next is Camilla. I do have high hopes for Camilla.
I think Camilla's, as long as Kyle goes, I think Camilla's in a decent spot. Even though her season just happened, again, lost in fire making. It's not that big of a threat on this cast to lose in fire making. That's not a big threat.
She's just so likable, so strategic, and a really good player. And I'm excited to see her play with this cast.
What if she has another secret alliance with Kyle?
She apparently has a secret alliance with Joe.
You know what though? That makes sense. That's the most obvious person to have is that a secret then? If that's who I would have connected the dot on.
Again.
Yeah. Will Joe keep this a secret? Because Joe's alliance with everybody was so open last time.
She said, I actually was really close with Joe the whole time, and they didn't really show you that in the show. So I figured, well, let's keep this up because I'm pretty sure he's going to be on 50 and I'm on 50. So like they kept up relationship outside of the game, and she was hoping to go into it with this secret, but then Kyle's there as well. And she's like, oh, Kyle knows about me and Joe, and also I didn't want to play again with Kyle because everyone knows.
She's like, Kyle needs to go.
It's like by association, yes.
Right.
So anyways, we'll see. I think she has a good chance. A lower threat level than a lot of the new era returning players.
I believe so, yes.
But also a really good player.
Somebody to consider for the fantasy team for sure. People who are low threat and I think have potential. I don't know if Camilla wins on 48 if she reaches Final 3, but I think she has a good shot at minimum. So let's say she's against Kyle. That's what I'm saying. I think Kyle still wins. I think Camilla gets second. I think if she beat Eva, I think she beats Joe, is what I'm saying. Because she was in fire against Eva.
Yeah.
So if she beat Eva in fire, I think she beats Joe. I think Camilla gets second on 48.
Well, if you remember, it was Camilla that really talked up Kyle's game. She was asking him specific questions. She was leading Kyle.
Leading Kyle to water. She's like, drink the water, you idiot.
Yes.
So you can win.
Yes.
So Kyle was like, their questions were asked and Kyle would just like not mention things. And we're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And then Camilla had to like, basically, Kyle, didn't she mean to mention?
Right.
Like, that kind of
Well,
deal.
and also she knew what the jury wanted to hear because she was on the jury. But at the same time, I think she's just that type of person that knows what you need to say at Final Tribal. And so I think if she makes it, she could win.
Maybe she would have beaten Kyle now that we say this. Like maybe because she wouldn't have like Kyle to water. She wouldn't have helped him, obviously, if she's in the final 3.
Right.
So who knows? She could have beaten Kyle. But I think Camilla in a final 3 has a shot, and therefore I'm considering her for my fantasy team.
Me too.
Somebody has a shot at winning is automatically a consideration because if you win, that is points, whether I have used my winner pick or not. So, yeah.
All right. Next is Mike White.
Dead.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. According to the article and what a lot of players were talking him up kind of, but then you get a couple of real views like from Aubrey. Aubrey was saying, oh, everyone wants to be nice to Mike and like Mike because then they'll get on his TV show. Right. Yes. And so she was a little bit upset by it, saying they're going to keep him around purely for outside the game reasons.
Purely to suck up to him.
And that's not fair. And that's not right. I love Mike White.
Good for Aubrey, by the way.
She was like, I hope people just treat him like a normal person. He's here for a normal experience. He doesn't want all that outside the game stuff.
Yeah.
And
imagine like trying to play Survivor and people are sucking up to you so that you cast them on a cameo on your show. Like, ugh, I'm just trying to play Survivor.
Right. So we'll see. Like I said, I think he is just one of the sweetest people ever. I love watching him play
on Amazing Race
and Survivor. Yeah. He's just a genuine person. But I am worried about that being an outside influence, whether for good or bad in his game. And I'm hoping, like Aubrey said, he can just enjoy it and actually get to play the game and not, I don't know, get carried along just for that. But I guess it's good for him if he does get carried along for that reason. But he could also be cut for the same reason. Like he's this big time producer and why he doesn't need to be here. So.
Yeah. I think Mike White, I say dead because I'm thinking like, I think as Aubrey just said, I think he's a threat because of that. Sure, there might be a handful of people who are like, let's suck up to Mike. But I think before the merge, people will be like, people are sucking up to Mike. Like, this is dangerous to my game. I need him out of here. People are protecting Mike to take him further in the game for their own benefit outside the game. That to me is a threat. I'm trying to win this game. People aren't sucking up to me. Like, to me, that's a threat. Personally.
Yeah.
I would take that personal.
Right. Either way, he's got a lot of attention on him right now, which is never a good thing going into the season. I think it's
bad attention for Survivor.
So he's probably not going to make my list. He's probably not going to be winning many challenges or immunities. But who knows? He could just socially sweep everyone.
And that's, on season 37, even Jeff he did it in the past couple of years. He was on a radio show and he did an interview where he talked about Mike White and he said, I think he personally thinks that Mike White threw, and he didn't say it like this. This is me interpreting what Jeff said. Jeff said he thinks that Mike White threw Final Tribal on 37 because he didn't feel like he was worthy of winning the $1 million because he already had money.
Oh.
And that's the kind of guy Mike White is.
Right.
And so Jeff is friends with Mike White, like on a personal level. Mike White literally influenced season 29 to not have Redemption Island again. I don't know if you knew that, Mary.
Yeah, I think you told me that.
If I told you that. Sorry. So Mike White has been around for a while. Like, I just don't think Mike White's getting to the end. I think that was his one shot was David versus Goliath. And you know what though? For the season, Nick winning was like the storyline was a lot more satisfying because Nick won. Had Mike won, I don't think, and they kind of set up that way. They're like a David winning is what the satisfying story is. A Goliath winning is not so much. They kind of, but like it worked out.
It did.
But probably shouldn't do David versus Goliath too, is what I'm saying.
I'm excited. I'm hoping to see him play and just have fun and get to enjoy the game and it be a good experience for him. I don't think he'll win. Yeah.
Okay.
Our last player on Teal Tribe is Tiffany.
Tiffany under the radar and yet has a lot of people from 46 on this. I mean, I don't know if Q and Charlie count as good.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know if they have a good relationship now again. Like, didn't Q and Tiffany like end up really fighting and falling out?
Right. I don't think Q and Tiffany are going to get together because I think Q isn't making it very far. Right. People aren't going to want to align with Q.
They may not.
Tiffany is on the same tribe with Charlie, right? This is an unfair balance, by the way. This is garbage. I don't know why they did. This is
why
37's all split up evenly. 48's all split up evenly. Why are there two 46ers on the same tribe? There did not need to be that. I don't like that. That's not.
I was going to say, I think the tribe divisions are fairly equal, but I forgot about that.
When we start the season, people are going to be like, let's vote off Charlie. He has a buddy here in Tiffany.
Yes.
On top of what we already think about Charlie.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, when all the other seasons had even splits, even Savannah and Riz got her split up.
True.
They didn't have to split them up. They could have put them on the same tribe, as we talked about, so we don't spoil who the winner of 49 is, but they didn't, and they basically gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tiffany, though, really good player. We think that she's a good social player and good in challenges. She's smart.
She needs to sand off some of the edges of her social
She
game.
is a little brash.
Yes.
And not, she can't work well with everyone.
No.
I can see her working well with Camilla. I can see her working well with, probably not Dee. Her and Dee are probably too similar.
Actually, I think her and Dee would get along. I think
so?
They're both that kind of like brash, as you said, but they're both like kind of more straightforward. Like, sure, Dee did like trick Austin into thinking that she liked him in that way. But I think other than that, I think Dee, the people Dee generally seem to work with, she was more like straight with. That makes sense. I think Tiffany's that style too. I
could actually see the women plus Mike White trying to take out Coach and Charlie and Jonathan.
I could see a women's alliance forming again. But again, this is a tribe that could win immunities just long enough to make the tribe swap, and then it doesn't really matter. You know? Yeah.
I think Tiffany.
I think purple tribes are a disaster tribe for challenges.
Yes, I do too, honestly.
There's not a single person on the purple I'm like is going to save this tribe. Jonathan, if it was on purple, I'd be like, maybe he saves them in a couple challenges, but no, that's a disaster tribe for challenges.
And usually just because you have to work really well together in the team challenges, that's the point. And we have a lot of big personalities who like to do their own thing in a lot of purple.
Do you want a bunch of challenges too?
Yes, that's Teal.
Teal and Orange both have people who
good challenge
have one challenge are good at challenges, and then you get to purple. It's like there's not a single redeeming factor here. Colby does not count. Colby won a matching challenge on season 2, and that was an immunity win. Like that is not Survivor anymore. So yeah. Anyone on this tribe stand out to you as somebody you want on your fantasy team, Mary?
Camilla, for sure.
Yeah.
Possibly Jonathan, strictly for the physical points.
Jonathan for points, Camilla for longevity plus points. All right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm with you on that. So I think that's everybody. We talked about everything. Survivor 50 starts February 25th. I'm going to have a podcast with Masson here soon on Patreon where we're going to rank every single player from worst to first in terms of how we think they're going to do. And I'm going to do a podcast with Rebecca where we talk about every tribe, going deep on each tribe. We kind of did during the summer, but we didn't know about Suri on Australian Survivor. We didn't know about Rizgar or Savannah. So like those factors kind of messed with what we really were thinking. So we're going to basically do a complete redo of those podcasts into one super podcast and reevaluate now that we know what we know about everybody. So, all right. Well, hey, that's it. We thank you all for listening and we'll see you all next time. Bye.